Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures back in positive territory this morning after a very wild overnight session as expected as results began to roll in for the U.S. presidential election. We had massive range that we'll talk about with Arun coming up on the overnight session. Very important levels to be careful of this morning and watch. Again, Arun going to stop by before we get to the open this morning. But so many names to talk about this morning as far as individual movers. We have tech-related stocks, the entire group in positive territory on much higher than normal volume. That's going to be the key this morning. Relative volume just through the roof right across the board. Ride-sharing stocks, both Uber and Lyft in positive territory in a big way after voters passed the bill in California. We'll talk about that coming up. And EV names, also electric vehicle makers back to the upside. Tesla, Li Auto, NIO, the entire space in positive territory this morning. Lots to talk about before 9:30. Join us, won't you? It's Wednesday, November 4th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. We had both Chinese markets ending in negative territory after they were sharply higher. Let's go back over to Europe and have a look at positive numbers still right across the board here. 1+% moves for the most part for European markets. We'll shift over to North America. Have a look at futures. Yeah, still holding on to gains here. You can see, look at the NASDAQ, 3.5% in positive territory at this point. TSX futures here in Toronto, 0.6% to the upside at this point. Brazil already open trading higher. With crude oil sharply higher this morning, 2.3%. Gold back in negative territory. Good morning, guys. It is the morning after, but we don't know much at this point. I mean, everything's still kind of up in the air, but man, volume this morning is just through the roof right across the board. We have volatility, volume, lots to look at as far as individual names this morning.
100%. I can't think of a time that we saw these types of volumes that early in the morning. You know, I was watching when Uber crossed the 1 million mark. Ballot initiatives front and center here is Uber's up 12% and Lyft actually more than that. I mean, NIO, it's about to cross 6 million in pre-market volume. So you know it's going to be a wild morning. Obviously, there's going to be a heck of a lot to trade. The entire tech space is going crazy. Oddly enough, I look at the position board there. I can see I have a couple of shorts on. I do have that DRAD and WWR to the short side. Sean is long in NIO right now at 37.32. Correct me. You're right. I'm right about that, right, Sean?
Yeah, no, 100%. I actually tweeted this out and we put this out earlier. We got in at 7:39 on one of these breaks, in at 32, so that long belongs to me. Neil, I'm not going to transfer this one to you as this one, or any of them. That's not allowed. But we are long. We did get out at the high of the day there, roughly 75. We just took some out crossing through VWAP. We're going to hold this one, but Neil to the long side. Look, Neil, you hit the nail on the head there. We don't know who's going to be the president. It could take weeks, could take months, could take hours. We have no idea, but we'll keep our ear to the ground. And Brendan, I have a feeling today you're going to be a busy man.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of stories, lots of headline risk, I would say, this morning as well that we need to be very careful of this morning as some of these numbers start to come in. If they do start coming in a little bit later on this morning, market's going to be very sensitive to that. Let's have a look at what's coming up a little bit later on in the show. Brand new educational video coming your way. We're talking MACD, another indicator video for you. Our thoughts on the MACD, when to use it, how to use it, where it might fit into your trade plan, and just an overall kind of overview of the MACD indicator. Let's kick things off by going over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brandon, and hey guys, I wish you all a great trading day. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share the link with friends, and smash the like button. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Yes, indeed. Let's get it started. We have a lot to get through this morning, guys. If you haven't done so yet, sign up for the watch list. We spend each and every morning, the market is open between 9 a.m. and 9:30 Eastern, going through all the names with some sort of fresh catalysts that are moving around in the pre-market. Today is going to be an exception, I can tell you that much. This is by far the longest list that we've had to deal with before. A lot of groups. We're going to talk in groups, I think, today, and then kind of dig down into individual names to maybe find an actual trade. The first one here, big tech companies right across the board, and I'm talking Apple, Amazon, Google's parent, Alphabet, Netflix, all huge moves to the upside as we saw these results coming in. Both in the overnight session, then once things started going this morning, guys, these things immediately caught a bid.
Yeah. Hells to the yeah. Like, congratulations. I was tweeting last night saying congratulations to all the longs. NASDAQ goes limit up last night, halts. And then now you come in today, and it's nice to see the equities are following along. We tweeted out our Microsoft long 201.11 just a couple days ago. Look, I mean, look where this stock is right now. Nice little move, 201. This is that dip. We bought the dip this time, guys. Breaks now back above VWAP. The 50-period moving average is right here at 212, 211.83. So, you know, we're well above that. Just to go here, this is the name I like the most. It's the most stable, I feel like. So, you know, with the uncertainty in the market, it's going to trade a little more clean, I feel, than Apple. Might not be the truth, but I was looking at this break, 214 even. That might happen soon. And then even down here a little bit, 213.70, sort of possibly where we gapped higher. So I'm looking for a short through 213.70 here. I do think the NASDAQ's overheated here, considering we don't know who's going to win this. And I'm not even sure. You know, I think Biden victory does obviously help the NASDAQ for China reasons, but a Trump victory does as well. So we're going to wait to see. I just think that some of these moves get faded. It's a little bit high up considering the situation that we're in. So 213.70 sell for Microsoft for me, or we take out the top 216 and we just go crazy, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's one of those stories where, you know, the money's got to go somewhere and not wait around for this. And it seems like it was into some of the stronger tech names, which have been carrying the market anyways. When it comes to Apple, guys, look, I'm watching a couple of levels here. Certainly, I do think there's going to be some support down around like a 111.50 area if we do get down to that price. Ultimately, I think that's going to be a bit of a dip buy. It would not shock me if we manage to stay within some ranges here and you want to be buying some dips, selling on top, selling in front of like a resistance like a 117, and then not anticipating crazy breakouts in either direction. Kind of feels like the way to go for me here, guys. We are fixing that position board. You see nothing there. We do have a couple on. I have Drad and WWR short. Sean, of course, has that Neo position, so we will get that back up for you guys up and running.
All right, guys, let's go to the ride-sharing group. Big moves for both Uber and Lyft this morning as well on monster relative volume. Once again, that's going to be the key term of the day, I would say. Relative volume. Voters over in California passed Proposition 22, giving both Lyft and Uber the ability to continue to deal with their drivers as independent contractors instead of having to transfer them all to employees. So we have both Uber and Lyft here, guys, moving.
Yeah, I just hit that Uber on you. I'll do it again. Right? Oh, I should have hit the Lyft one. We have both up there. I'm going to trade Uber just because of the volume, and I trade Uber a little more often. I think Neil trades Lyft probably more than I do, so he may do that. But okay, look. Big report, I was going to say, but big vote yesterday. Proposition 22. The drivers are now independent contract. I mean, it works better for Uber and it works better for their drivers. And I think that the overall sentiment here on Uber is correct. Up 13%, right? You know, they spend $200 million. Both companies keep drivers and as independent contractors. That's the news here for Uber. So I think it's up and away. I mean, this stock just has been in the doldrums a little bit. And if you look here, they haven't really participated in a lot of the rip up. Sure, they tank all the way down here. We all know what happened in March to every stock. But now we finally getting back. I mean, Uber's like a tech company, right? Let's call it like it is. They have the self-driving. They have a lot of different things in the works. I don't think they're going to be a delivery service or anything. This is just to hold them over. A lot of self-driving situations here for Uber. So I believe that they should deserve a little bit of a higher. The valuation is already high, but I think it could be higher. $42 here is the high. We could get to that today. Not too sure. I'd like to break through. I wrote down here 40.75. That's exactly the high. So we're going to watch 40.75 through on Uber. I like it. Oh, before I go to Neil, because Uber's on New York Stock Exchange, let's just see what we got here. We're already long NEO. It doesn't show on the position board, but we are long there. XPEG, we're going to talk about that. I love Alibaba. And there's Uber, guys, just for your interest. 271,000 shares to the bid side on the imbalance.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to favor Uber. I've traded Lyft in the past. I just find on a day like today where the volumes are so huge on something like an Uber, why not just play the big boy? 38.50 to 38.80, previous resistance. Oh, man, I'd love to see us dip into some of those pre-market lows and pick it up. It feels rather unlikely, but like with Apple, if it does happen, I do want to be prepared to buy aggressively on that little dip. I think it's a breakout towards the high of the day. The high of the year. There's almost no way that I don't think we test that before the end of the week. The one certain thing here is that Uber and Lyft got a massive, massive victory. It's a matter of when we get to 42, not if. Ideally, you buy the dip and can get a bigger win, but it might just have to be the break through the top. The momentum is tremendous so far this morning.
Man, just watching the gap on that daily chart is impressive to, just clear that entire structure level on the daily chart. It's been a long time since we've seen chart look like that. Let's go to the electric vehicle makers, and again, kind of dealing in groups here today, guys, because it's a market-wide event, obviously. So the EV space as a whole in positive territory this morning. We can look at Tesla, NEO, kind of leading, both one and the same. Then there's Li Auto, Ride, XPEV, Helion, Workhorse, Fisker. The list goes on and on, guys. How do we narrow this down today?
You don't. You
Neo?
just, yeah, no, you do. I mean, look, you trade NEO for sure because the volume's here, 6.5 million shares, and will be higher than that as we go. You're seeing now the NASDAQ coming back down. We will check in. So what I'm going to do periodically is we're not going to give, obviously, our opinions on the market, or we'll give our on the market, but on the election, I will once in a while show the Vegas odds, just in case that is influencing the market one way or the other. But here we are pulling back down. So look, for me, it's going to be NEO, and we're going to try to buy into yesterday's close of 36. So if this thing goes down, I'm buying it until we get to 36, and then we shall stop because that high yesterday of about 35.87, I just don't want that to get violated. So maybe we'll give it to that 35.90 or so. So that's that. Then the other one I like, to be honest with you guys, Fisker. SPAC just turned over to FSR, up 2.5%. It's had some nice tops here. We can look at, looking at the daily chart, unfortunately, isn't going to give us much because it just went, but you can see here the high of 12.50, I think, could get into play today on FSR here. That's Fisker. Breaking through 12.20 is nice as well. I would rather be right and make sure that we get 12.50, but as you can see, market pulling back right here.
Yeah, market's starting to come in. The only difference I would say in NEO is just make sure you check out what's happened on every single one of these dip buys. It's managed to break a pre-market lows and then try to test some kind of a previous level, whether it's the day before high or whether it's the afternoon support. So if it's going to be the afternoon the previous high, you're talking about that 35.80 to 36 area. But if it tests even lower than that, I wouldn't be shocked if the turnaround wasn't until 35 even, and I want to be prepared to buy there if NEO goes that far. It seems a little bit unlikely, but again, preparation is going to be everything. I want to jump to Lordstown just a little bit here because Ride as well making a bit of a move. It's not nearly as much volume, but this one's starting to come back as well. And in terms of levels that you can retest from the previous day, just on the 1 minute here, watching 15.75 for a pullback and a dip buy on Lordstown.
All right, guys, we were all over the Alibaba story yesterday with Ant and the IPO over in China getting shelved temporarily, at least on both the Shanghai and Hong Kong exchanges. We come in today, Alibaba to the upside here. Raymond James with an upgrade, price target increase. There's obviously the China tie to this as well when it comes to the U.S. election. Some of these Chinese names, including, didn't make the watch list, but JD.com, another one that I saw moving around this morning in the pre-market.
Hell yeah. I'm loving Alibaba. We may get a dip down into the 280s again today. Obviously, we're at 289. I'm talking about a little bit lower to where we were yesterday. Unfortunately, after the show ended, I was unable to go in and buy some shares because it was ripping. So I do like Alibaba. If we pull this back a little bit, my idea here that I wrote down on Ye Old List was 294.25, and that was yesterday's high. So I don't know if that comes back into play. I think it still could, especially if this market does rally. But that was 294 and change coming in. But you know what? As we go, you can see the market coming through. That's the NASDAQ. You see Alibaba coming back in. Obviously, they're all going to be sort of moving lock in step here, NASDAQ and Alibaba. I did say that I was going to show you guys the current odds. And this is, I hope you can see this. Yeah, there it is right there. So right now, Donald Trump is almost Biden 3-1 right now. So that's minus 335. So for those of you in the gambling world, that means you need to gamble $335 to win 100. So that right there is a pretty heavy favorite. If you bet that $100 on Donald Trump, you will get 275. So for right now, it's leaning, Vegas anyways has this looking like a Biden win.
If that's what Vegas is going to be saying, it's sort of worth noting here that potentially that could mean solid things for the Chinese relationship. I mean, you are seeing BOVESPA come in. I would like to be a buyer on that bit of a sentiment. I was looking at a 292 break to the upside. I didn't actually think that we'd be immediately testing that pre-market low, which I'm not too interested in 288. We were trading this one yesterday. You guys all saw that. 284 to 286 certainly was a key level. We were able to take advantage of that on the way back up. So I'll be looking right back towards yesterday's lower high, that 285 range. We catch a bounce there. I think that's a better place to grab the long, at least in front of some lows. Let's look at yesterday's lows.
Okay, let's go to Twitter. Guys, Twitter, the next one here. We've been talking, we talked yesterday and on Friday about a big move down here following earnings at the end of last week. Bit of a bounce yesterday. They seem to kind of weather the storm as far as last night was concerned. There were, some concerns about tweets getting blocked or pulled or warnings issued right across the board. So Twitter, another one here to the upside this morning. However, yeah, big move down here with the overall market so far for Twitter, guys.
I mean, big. We were up. Most of these stocks are up 3 or 4%. You do see the NASDAQ coming down, so Twitter does come down. Look at this. This is a 42 top yesterday, basically even, 42.10. That's right where we went down to right now. So 42.10, a great little spot. I'd look to pick some up here, 41.60 if we can. I just think that there's going to be so much chaos here off the open that it might, you may have to let some of these stocks come to these levels. I mean, this is 41.92 top. This is yesterday, right? 41.50. So we could trade within this 50-cent range. If it does come down here, I'm going to be a buyer down 41.70, 41.80, something like that on Twitter, and then we'll ride that back to the high side. But if you're going to play social media stocks, I mean, and you're not looking at Facebook right now, that's a huge mistake. Facebook up 6%. I told you guys that, the more they try to slam these guys in Senate, wherever they take these guys to, legislation-wise, they're just going to keep going up. So here, 274 up to 280, 281. Facebook looking to take out the top. So I'm going to get definitely more aggressive in Facebook today than I am in Twitter. But I do definitely like these levels down here, 41.80, 41.70. Buy those guys and sell them if it does break through 50.
Yeah, it's yesterday 41.80 to 42.30 was a bit of a target range for me when it came upside, and I'm just still like it. Still like that same target area. If it holds that, you gotta believe in a bounce in Twitter specifically. I do want to very quickly jump over to WWR just to get into the clean energy space. This is a retracement trade for me. I took the breakdown here when it took out the pre-market low, also yesterday's high. But there was just an iceberg. So I'm short at 43s. There was an iceberg buyer at 35 that broke literally seconds ago. That opens up the floodgates for us to get down into the afternoon range. Hopefully down to about 415 is a target, and then I'll start taking it off right here, right now, in the 30s, and then from there down to that 415. Now, obviously, this is the entire clean energy space is gonna hinge on what does happen throughout the rest of the week. We might not know until the end of the week, and it feels like one way or the other might not be strong enough mandates to get too many things pushed through. So I feel like that could be a bit of a reason why you'd see some of these clean energy names drag to the downside and pull back in after some exuberance in the pre-market.
Another group worth watching today is going to be the cannabis stocks. There's obviously the Biden-Harris tie. They've spoken about the possibility of loosening up restrictions on cannabis laws throughout the U.S. if they do get elected, but the entire group in negative territory. We had quite a big move, in fact, to the downside, but might be worth watching here, guys, for a move back higher. Is that possible?
You're talking about the EV space, Brendan?
Cannabis.
Oh, cannabis space. Okay. Let's just go over to CGC quickly. these stocks have been on such a big run. We've talked about that over and over again. So to have sort of a no decision today come in, yeah, we do expect this to be down 6% today. I mean, yesterday we were up. The last couple of days has been a high little ride for us. We were $19 on Friday. Yesterday we closed 21.38 or so, and now you come in today and you're seeing a 19.20 on it. So, I'm not too worried about this until we crack down below this 50 period, which is 17. And again, I just don't see that happening. I think there's a few more states there that wound up legalizing it. I just think it's about Jersey was a big one there on the ballot. And I just think that this is a long-term story, right? This will not be settled with the election. As marijuana becomes legalized throughout the United States, I just think that these have such good legs behind them. I would be in Canopy just because they have that deal with Acreage Holdings. They're going to have a lot of U.S. exposure. So I like CGC. There's a few other names too. Grow Generation is like the Home Depot of hydroponic stocks. That's GRGW. So we can look at that as well. I like cannabis. I'm going to hit the weed Batman there. I like the sector. I think there's a possibility for it, but I'm not going to touch it today. Just a little overheated and a little uncertain with some of these results.
Exposure to the U.S., that's the key right there. Obviously that's going to matter much, much more. So if you're going to stick to something, look at that. I was just simply watching CGC here and noting some of the levels. If it actually comes back in further to like 18.20 or so, that would get pretty interesting, but that's probably the only thing I would look for on CGC. I'm just going to leave it to, if it drops $1, maybe worth a bit of a bounce just off support.
All right, the only one that's kind of out on its own little island this morning, as far as we were mentioning, some of the groups, stocks in groups kind of moving together. AMD, definitely a lot stronger than the rest of the semiconductors this morning, up nearly 5% here. It's actually pushing towards day highs. $80 here, trying to hold as support, guys, for AMD. Goldman Sachs out this morning with an upgrade on AMD.
Goldman, big one.
Yeah, I hear Rob cheering in the background for this AMD call. And look, I'm just glad that a lot of you have taken, yes, Robbie, we're over $80 right now. So we bought this name $75, $76 just a couple of days ago. We did talk about that. Obviously, we can't celebrate it too much. I mean, 5% on this news today. No surprise here as AMD just continues to be a monster. I thought that Xilinx deal was a good one. They're spreading their wings. Giddy up on Xilinx. I like that deal. AMD now pushing high. Look, they had one of the best reports there going. So I like AMD on their earnings report. You can see a nice little bump up here. We're going to try to crack back. This is why we went long, Robbie, and everybody else out there. We do come back down. We're giving it this retest of $73.50, $74. Now we break higher. So we take this long, and now we're riding it hopefully through 81.30, which is the 50 period. So we like the 50 period on a daily chart. I like anything long. If we can get this back to 79, I like it even more. But look, if the NASDAQ takes anything out, this is the one NASDAQ name. AMD and Facebook are the ones I'm most bullish on.
Yeah, remember a couple of things here, guys. There is another big chip deal, and that, of course, is NVIDIA and their ARM deal, which is under far more scrutiny, at least at the current moment. And I think there's more risk that that doesn't go through. And the rule always stands pat. If you like a company and they make a big acquisition, which is good for them and everyone in the market sees it as good, you're buying when that people anticipate that dilutes the stock. And that held true with AMD. The fact that their deal has a better chance, I think, of going through with Xilinx than the NVIDIA deal, definitely a feather in their cap as well. So there's lots of reasons why, if you got to pick something to be a little bit more bullish on today, maybe this holds up a little bit better with AMD.
All right, guys, just a quick side note. We are still working on the position board, so stand by, stay with us. We are going to get that fixed. Hopefully in the next few minutes before we get to the open. Do we want to talk about DraftKings here? We have Arun standing by. We'll touch on the futures, but let's talk on DraftKings here, guys. A lot of sports betting changes and laws passed last night as well.
Brendan, you're just making me think that you're making me look smarter than I actually am here, calling out all these names that we went long. Yeah, we're long at 35 once again on DraftKings. Look, we knew that there was more votes coming in, more states looking to legalize. And as you know, on the watch list there, I have to look back. I think it was 3 or 4 yesterday that came approved sports betting in 55 out of 64 parishes in Louisiana. So yeah, you know what? Look, sports betting again. You got to be the top of the class here. DraftKings, best of breed for sure. You can't, FanDuel, you can't trade a lot of these other names. You can trade Will Hill over there in London. So I like DraftKings. I think it's just getting started here, and I love this 39.50 break. And again, why did we recommend buying DraftKings? Just simple for me. We came back into this consolidation period off of a monster drop. We lost half there in about a month, less than a month. This got chopped. So we definitely like DraftKings. What a great pickup down here in the 35 range. We're down now up to 40. So a big return here for DraftKings. Let's just keep the party rolling. I like a breakthrough 39.50. Let's go DKNG.
Yeah, my bids are actually in front of the pre-market lows here, 38.35. If it goes any further than that, you do have previous resistance at 37.85, so I think that could turn into a bit of support as well. So I'll be buying dips as well in this name. Breakout certainly there. 40 will be the next level to the upside that I see for resistance. I know the position board is not working currently. We are going to get that fixed, but a couple of names later on in the list. I did go over WWR. That did break that resistance or support level that I just showed you. Now it's 20 cents in the money, but the other one is DRAD. This one done 5 million shares in volume. Just scroll all the way down to the bottom, and the Girard Group. I don't know how you want to pronounce that, guys. Who even cares? Look, it's just a micro cap. It made a move after market, guys. So we do have post market levels to look off of, 350 and 360. If you go out to the daily chart, which we always like to do, if it had broken those levels, 385 would have been the next to the upside, but it failed shy of all of them. Got some consolidation short right here at 320 or so. Now rolling back to 3 even already. My target was going to be down at 290, but the fact that it's falling this far, I think you might be able to get down to 275 today. So already a couple of nice little shorts on. We will get that position board working for you guys.
Yeah, a couple of minutes to go here, guys. Just checking on this Supernus Pharmaceuticals. A little bit of news on that one as well. Another small cap pharmaceutical stock to have a look at. SUPN is the ticker. Let's bring in Arun here. We'll have a look at the overall market. Very important levels. Big range from the overnight session to have a look at. Arun, what do we need to know today?
Couple levels have been identified. I mean, market's still deciding which direction it wants to go. It's still waiting on more information. So that way you do have to trade it accordingly, right? Pretty clear. There's a top here. There's a lot of sell side action here. Pretty decent buying down here in the 33.20. So we got 34.35, 34.30. That seems to be the top area with a ton of selling. I've gone ahead and gotten a short around 34.15. So I'm already in this, but it's meant to be a quick trade. I'm not going to hold on to this that long, depending on how it moves, of course. 34.35 in that area, there's a great shorting opportunity there. And then if we ever get back down here, 33.20, 33.25, there's a great opportunity to buy. And of course, the big problem is this congestion area with a ton of trading, overnight trading activity between 95 and 75. So there's a lot happening inside of there. So it's very possible that the market goes right down there and just hits a roadblock and just bounces back. So 3 zones to keep an eye on. Make your trades fast, get in, get out, and just wait for more information to come out, because that's pretty much what we're waiting on there, Brendan.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll touch base with Arun again tomorrow morning, guys, as we'll still have a lot of excitement left in this market. Cassava Sciences, I mentioned that SUPN, no volume. It was just an earnings report for that little pharmaceutical. It is a small cap. Cassava Sciences, a name that we've looked at many times in the past. 13% here this morning. It was a study on their Alzheimer's treatment that they're working on. Looks like it came back with positive results. So Cassava, guys, another one up 12.5%, but already working back through this 1050 area.
Oh, wowzers. Yeah, look, we've seen Sava do this before, and certainly we do like some retracement plays here. I mean, just off the cuff, the last failure was at about 1130, so that would be a lower high off of where we just got to at 1270. It looks like we might retest that if there is any kind of a bounce. You're just looking at this little open, obviously, but we have to get like $1 higher to make a test of that 1130, 11 even the current high of day. I'd feel much more comfortable shorting this if we make a stronger push towards that high-end trade. Now, we did talk a little bit about clean energy there. I showed you WWR, but I want to go back to one from yesterday, and that's going to be Solar Edge. We saw the absolute bloodbath that this stock was to the short side. When it gapped down, you did see like a $60 move in the last couple of sessions. There was another rollover short that we were able to take as well. But some of the same levels coming into play. That 200, no clean break, just some low volume pre-market action below $200. So that same support is still in. To the upside, we were shorting it around the 11 to 13 area with a 220 stop. Looks like that 11 could be the place to go. If it breaks that, I think it's a long trade into 220. For now, you're looking for a 200 break with the floodgates to really open on this solar name if it does break 200 in the open market.
Okay, we are into Facebook right now. It does take out that 81. I don't like it because, yeah, it's a little early to be in here on the pre-market on an election day. But, yeah, your boy is. So let's wait to see here. We go long at 281. It was just down at 279, and it rips up a straight $2. Puts us in the money 50 cents, but we're going to wait to a higher side. I'm not going to drop this until 279 and change, guys. 5 seconds. Let's go.
3, 2, and 1. Valeria's got the black on. Ring that bell. The market is going to be open. Of course, guys, we have to be looking at NEO. The idea initially would be working to dip by this one, but immediately coming back southbound.
Yeah, big win already. We punched Facebook in the mouth. Going long right now. We're in the money over $1 right now. $1.15, $1.20, $3, $2, $3. Facebook long 281 and just ripping to the high side right now. So Facebook likes to go here on this news. Let's see what's going on as we continue to go higher here on FB, baby. Yeah, just going high side right now. Watching DraftKings not doing much.
Yeah, DraftKings, NEO, both not doing a heck of a lot. Solar Edge immediately testing towards that bottom. It just broke 200. So I'm going to have that. I mean, I didn't think we'd get it right away off the open, but Solar Edge breaks 200. It might actually hold this one. Got to give it at least back to 204, 205. $5 minimum to know whether you're right or wrong in this name. You saw that from yesterday. $10, $15 worth of trade for you there. Still waiting for NEO to get a little bit further to the downside to be able to pick it up. 37.20. It's not really going that far.
No, you know what? The main problem here is that although Facebook tried to go there, it did go, man. It went up to 283.50. But, you know, we only got it out there at 281 and change. So we'll have to wait to see if this one can continue to go high side. Watch the NASDAQ. Maybe we'll get out of a piece here and hold the rest as it looks like it's failing. What's up, Brendan?
Big flush in Tilray, guys. We mentioned the cannabis names right off the bat here. 9.5% now, straight to the downside. Just broke $6 there for Tilray.
Right, yeah. I just told you guys that CGC probably would be in a problem here, and so is Tilray. CGC getting uplisted or moving over to the NASDAQ, but a big flush there. Same kind of thing on the marijuana stocks, guys. Bad, bad, bad. Yeah, Twitter, we get along now.
Sideways listing is not going to do anything. Just getting out of some dread, I do see Sedge's Solar Edge there, now down to 198, so a couple of dollars in the money there. I'm looking for about $4 as a target, but watch out for DRAD. It is starting to bounce back up. I want to be able to reload in front of this 335 area, but I'll wait patiently. I don't want to get too aggressive, taking it too much too soon. I've made that mistake in the past. Now almost $3 in the money on that Solar Edge. Got to be $4 before I take anything off.
Okay, there it is. A nice little $1.50 there. Out on, so now we have a third left. A nice little $1.40 win right there. So we will bang that out. Pop some wheelies on FB. That's Facebook now making new highs. $2 back in the money, so we're back, baby. Twitter, we got a nice long here. It's not open yet, but we did put an order, so we're long at 85s. It's up at 99, so a good little win here on on Twitter, although we are not open yet. Look at the market going high side right now. NEO, we're long, Twitter, we're long, and Facebook is a $3 winner. Looking for Apple to take out 115.
Brennan, what's up, buddy?
JD.com, guys, all-time highs here. We mentioned Baba right off the top on the watch list today. This one was not, but 87.50 just broke in there on a big pop. 6% for JD.
Yeah, definitely be watching JD. Just went to 196 on Solar Edge there. So very, very briefly ticked to almost that $4 mark. I was just about to jump over to Twitter. Now I got to come right back to Solar Edge. As this continues its flush, we talked about the 200 break. We're all over the short yesterday on this particular name. It looks like the same thing again today, just getting absolutely beaten up and slaughtered here on this particular one. DRAD continues southbound. Got to take some more shares off in front of $3. I mentioned if 3 breaks on DRAD, the next target down 290 and then 275. So this one firmly in play for us and working. Nice little short here. Doesn't look like it's going to threaten us at all.
Neil taking shorts, and we're just crushing the longs now, man. Look at Twitter. Boom! Another big win for us on Twitter. So right now, feeling like a gladiator around here. Just taking the money, man. 41.80 up. 40-cent winner right there. Oh yeah, remember Facebook when I told you guys the only tech name that I was really thinking about the long was Facebook? 281 and change. Guys, we're at 284. Another win, man. $3 in the money there. So we're just spinning this round and around as we'll just keep on going. Watch out what's happening here. Apple still looking to take out 215. That's too many A's. AAPL here, looking to take out, 115. I'm not doing anything until that happens. And then Alibaba in 1 second, Bren. Alibaba going upside here, looking to take out 292. We go long if that does happen. B. Wickens.
Yeah, interesting to see a little bit of relative weakness there. Look at, here's another one. Pinduoduo, all-time highs. Just ripped $4, guys, off the open for PDD. 102 up to 106 now for Pinduoduo.
Look out, DraftKings starting to turn around. It tried to test up to that $40 mark, turned at $39.80, so the dip buy could be on. I don't know that I'm going to get $38.35, but we might have to start this one a little bit more aggressively, buying the dip. We did want to have this one for sure, so first crack, I see a little bit of a bid at 39. Sorry, we'll show you guys level 2. It just got immediately crushed through. And now we're going to have to look at 38.70, but I want to be picking this one up, so I'm going to start the position here on that 39, almost like a failed break it just did. And I don't want to wait too long here. It's going to start coming back in. I want an average price that's be around 38.50 if it gets to that 38.35. Of course, that was the first mark we wanted to be defending on DraftKings.
All right, yeah, DraftKings, again, we're not in that one yet. We're going to let that one settle down. Twitter, we just took some more shares. We're going to be out if it breaks down through 41.50. Took some nice profits, but we're back long into this game. So let's just keep getting some out here and hope that Twitter can rip back to the high side. But watch out, man. NASDAQ is failing. Twitter was a bad report. It was like the only tech name that really didn't do great. So we'll watch on that, but we picked some more up here at 41.70 and now making it rain a little bit here to the upside because there it is again, slaying more dragons left, right, and center. Facebook still $3 in the money, and here goes Twitter, guys.
Yeah, it's not quite 4, but it's 3.5 for the first leg on Solar Edge. 196 does run into some resistance, so the fact that I'm going to get like a short at 199.80, not exactly 200, that means it's not going to be an exact $4 win. If we break this to the bottom, we went over some levels on this yesterday, and I feel like there's a good chance we can test down to 180. Seems crazy, but that's how far this bad boy could go. Solar Edge, a couple of days in a row, just worth the short. This is how far back it's pulled. I think 180 is where real support could come in next.
Guys, bang this one out on Neo. Long here at 30. We actually miss our long on the downside. It was waiting at 71. Well, how far did it go? 82s. Okay, well, we missed it, but a big win here. Neo, Facebook, man, $3. Twitter still going. What up, Beep?
Some of the pharmaceutical names, big moves here. Bristol Myers, the first one, 7.5%. Just broke 66 there on that first push on huge volumes for BMY, guys.
Loving BMY. Oh, and we talked about it yesterday again, guys. Remember, sell JP Morgan anytime we're over 104, 105. Today, guys, down 4%. We know these names are going to be in trouble. It's a rotation now, guys. You see what the NASDAQ's doing. We are back into growth and out of value. So watch out for that. Talk about getting out of something. There goes Twitter, breaking that to the downside. Flat on that stock. Thank God we took profits there. But it does come back to the downside. Watch out for Twitter, guys.
Oh, and coming all the way back. This should have been a layup, I feel like. I shouldn't have missed Kodak. I feel like it was, I don't know why it was up, to be perfectly honest with you. I just feel like maybe some exuberance over the election, maybe something people thought was going to happen, that clearly nothing changing here that I've seen. Right back into yesterday's price. The only thing I will tell you is $7 was support before, so maybe worth a bit of a sympathy buy there, or like a dead cat bounce. Something along those lines, the only thing I can see. Solar Edge still holding 196. If that level breaks, like I said, I'm going to start going with trailing stops because it is a decent chance we could be talking about 180 by the end of the day. I'm not saying I'm going to make $20 on this trade. I'd be very, very happy if we got 10 to 15. Similar range to what we saw yesterday.
Okay, Uber up today. Obviously, we talked about Uber. Join us and get us on our watch list. All these names there and why we like these and why we don't and so on and so forth. And just some of the facts. Uber right now, 39.75. Breaks that. We're going to go short here on Uber. Retracing back down. Still a nice little 12%, but look at the market fading in right now. We do have an out coming for Facebook. That's still $1 in the money, but we should have had 3. We let that go a little too far. We'll wait to see if that tests back. But here comes Uber looking to make lows right now, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to take you back to DRAD. Look at this. It's testing right back up. This is where patience comes in. Certainly, I was in originally in the 20s. Those were my best entries here. Let's zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Apologies there. My best entries were at 22. It is this 30 to 35 area that's going to be the first test. When it starts to roll over, I'm going to jump back into some shorts. It has some good volume on this spike, so I'm going to tread a little bit carefully here, and I want it to start looking like it's a little bit weaker and better prices before I dig into any more short. I'm still holding over half of my position. That's the reason why I'm not as aggressive taking more. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Big reversal here in Workhorse. Just got a volume alert, guys, on WKHS. Still, 5%, but big hard rejection there above 19 for Workhorse.
Okay, and we're getting a nice little move down here in Uber. We just took some out there, 56 off of a 75 short. You can see on the board right now, short 72, I guess, sorry. So we are short 72 right now. We're long our Facebook. This one, I don't know, man. I mean, if the futures keep cracking down, Facebook may be in trouble, but this may be one that we should be loading back a little bit here on that. Uber, target outs. If we're wrong, I don't want to hold this one for too long, but we've already come all the way from 42. What a great rip off that. I just wish I would have saw this. We did give you this break here at 40.75, but now we're fading all the way back down. No real outs targeted here. This is a nice little 25-cent win so far on Uber. Let's just keep having high side thoughts here on Uber.
Yeah, and there goes that test in the DraftKings. It never even gets to that 38.35, which was sort of my concern. It turns at 38.50. You did have some levels there in the pre-market. Now headed northbound. If it gets past this 39, in past VWAP, in past this breakdown point, I'll start taking it off in the 20s. That'll start with like a 30 to 40 cent type win, and then let's see if we can't run it up to 40. I think 40 is going to be its own break on DraftKings. We'll be happy to take that as well. So just to recap, it's the only long position I have on that you'll see on the board. Solar Edge still holding 195. So we've already taken a $4 scalp win on that one. Looking for a little bit better, at least an $8 to $10 winner minimum. And then I think it really could go 10 to 15 if that one continues southbound, guys.
Okay, we have Uber on right now. We just took some more, averaged into that short. So we're not now short again here. If you're noticing for the first time, anytime you see Neil or I put these little purple things on, those are indicators where we've taken into the short. My outs back up here, 40.50. So this one could go for us one way or the other. We do have shares, of course, on Facebook. Still watching that one go high side. I'm debating building now a short into AMD. We were really loving this position, but we do have 79 right now, 79.90. I'm just watching out for these futures. I think I'm going to take Arun's advice here a little bit. Like, don't short things until we do get certain breaks. Although the NASDAQ just does break a little bit there. We're still down that 3%. I'm just watching these things very, very closely, man. I'm not sure what we think right now. I haven't made an opinion one way or the other on where this market's going to go. What's up, Beep?
One name in trouble here so far, Lyft, guys. Straight downside right from the open here, 32 down to 29.5. Just to give you a little bit of an idea on volume today, Lyft is at 50 times relative volume so far, guys.
The volume isn't as big today on Solar Edge, but a yeehaw, 190 on the bid of Solar Edge. It's about just about shy of $10 in the money, and this is what I'm looking at here. The retracement is almost all the way back to this 175 to 180 mark. It feels crazy, but here we are a couple of days in a row. You can miss out on the bigger trade. Obviously, a couple sessions ago from 270, if you had that overnight, congratulations. I'm looking to see if we break 190. I think we can get down to that 185 mark. I will have, once 190 goes, I will start trailing this one with a trailing stop. But I'm actually willing to give it all the way back to 199. It just feels like we cannot catch a bid in Solar Edge, and I'm going to stay with the south side trade as long as it's going to be a winner, guys.
Yeah, we just put on a trade right now on AMD. So I've been watching this thing fall a little bit here. We finally get a little frisky with this thing and go short at 40 right here on AMD. So that's our current position. We're waiting in the teens, like right around here, to get out of some of it, and then we'll scalp and see if we can hold the rest for possibly a bigger move down, as we're seeing right now the NASDAQ. I'm actually at 79.15. There it is. Nice little chicken dinner winner there as we continue to hold the short. Good trade on Solar Edge, man. $10. That's huge. We will wait to see here on AMD how far down this one wants to go. Probably giving it back to some of these wicks. 79.80 on the short side of AMD. We're still waiting, man. We've averaged into our Uber trade again. I'll put on one more time. This is fine. Like, I don't normally, here we go, right down to the downside. I don't normally average in that much to these trades, but I just think here on a day like today, you got to watch out, man. This is going to be very, very actively traded, guys.
Yeah, and speaking of which, it looks like we're about to test that out on DraftKings. I mean, I wanted an average price of about 38 mid. If it were to test this little bottom here, that 38, it's like 38.15, 38 even. Looks like it'll be around that, but the one long, looking like it's going to be the losing trade for me. Why is it always on these days? It's like all the shorts go crazy for me, and then the long trade I like in DraftKings may or may not work out. We're trying to bounce at 38.50. I'm trying to hold off because I want to be very strict about my average price being right around that 38.5, and I only have one more arrow in the quiver when it comes to DraftKings, Donkey Kong. If it does break this 38, I would take another shot at it, but that's another trade altogether down around that 36.50 to 37 area. Man, I really don't think that we get down there.
I mean, everything right now is just bouncing off of some levels. Like the futures, like I said, very, very stuck here. These are the NASDAQ futures, like one move off the open basically, and then nothing. So I think that we will check in. I mean, I'm trading right now. We will check in on some of those betting odds very soon. Here we go. Uber now, average, and we start getting some out now. So out some downsides in the 50s. Good trade here for Uber. Let's go crack, baby, crack, as we are short this name. Good trade on Uber, guys. Let's just keep letting see this one, how far down this wants to go. But we have gotten out of some there. Good trading on Uber, guys.
Yeah, watch out if you guys are with any of these sort of small cap shorts, and one of them, that DRAD. I did get one re-entry, and I've been, like I said, patient. I got some at 319. I've been trying to hold out a little bit. The volume started to taper off on this little bounce to the upside. We are working off a 335 level as the first level. 325, which is also held, certainly looks like it could be good. I'm not sold on it just yet. If we get a deeper rollover, I will try to add to this position. And again, got to take some profits in front of 3 when this is happening. So you will see me start to work out of this one between 3 and 310 to the downside. So far, so good with DRAD. Just be careful. Watch this 325, 335. Brennan, what's up there, buddy?
Not as much volume here, but just wanted to mention Helion, guys. Another one from the EV space, HYLN. Holding near day highs, so $22 up here, holding nicely. If I flip back over to, there we go, NEO, breaking downside. So Helion, a little bit relatively strong, guys.
I like that, a little bit relatively. Good one. Uber, guys, coming back down. And that's the thing right now. Like, we don't know. Like, things are relative to the market here. Like, Uber right now comes crashing down, but the market kind of moving upside right here, right? So you got to watch out for your positions and trade them accordingly. Our best outs there, man, 34s, 29s here on Uber, guys. This is a 70-cent win, so good trade there. We did take another average short here on AMD, right near VWAP there. We're giving it to 80. That doesn't break, so now we have this short on, average price 54. You know, we're at 60. I mean, it was at 70, now 64. And look, just look how much this is moving right here. There we go. Take a little bit out right there. I thought we did anyways. Did we not just get some out there? No, we did not. But we are going to bid out, I thought, 48s. There it is. There's an out right there. Nice little win on AMD to go to the downside. Things crashing right now, guys.
Yeah, and here comes that WWR, so another name in the clean energy space. There was a spike off the open, but basically right back to the levels where I was already in at 445, 444 as well. So look, ultimately, if it breaks higher than that, I would look to test a 465 on WWR, but nothing to change here. I will take some more shares off at the 4-quarter mark, and I'm looking for a break and a hold lower than yesterday's close. We can get some out in front of $4, but it has to hold lower for that to happen. Brennan, what's up, bud?
There were some positive comments this morning as far as vaccines are related, including from Pfizer. Whose UK trial right now, they're talking about trial results and data coming before the end of this year. So I just noticed this one. PFE here having quite the day, just coming up to $38 straight higher, guys.
PF to the E. Okay, DraftKings right now, we're going to go long through 39 right here, VWAP. If it can break it, let's go. But right now we're falling down, and yeah, we're celebrating these shorts, man. The shorts are coming in very, very nicely right now. We just also took a Facebook short. That's working out well. We did, unfortunately, get out of our winner there, but that's still AMD. Meant to talk about Facebook as we are short now. Facebook, guys, let's see what this wants to do to the downside here, as it looks like the market finally making moves here. This is 278.50.
Yeah, you know what? I really wanted to see Cassava Sciences test 11 to 11.30. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Watch out. 10 could break here, and if 10 goes, I will try the retracement short at that price. It's not the ideal entry point, and certainly I'd like it much, much better on a rollover at a test of that mark that we showed you on the daily chart. But if it doesn't happen, we're shorting a 10 break, scalping it down towards what was the real low down here at 980. Obviously, you're going to see some muted trading in the pre-market at 920. So those will be 2 targets to the downside. First things first, 10 has to break, then I'm getting in.
Yeah, Facebook is crazy, man. Like, we just took there 279.50, out 278.90, and then it goes all the way down to 68. We are going to look for some lower levels here on Facebook as the market keeps on crashing. So this is 50 cents in the money now on Uber. Our best outs down here in the 20s. So that was a good out. AMD right now, this is 15 cents in the money as well. And Facebook still 25 cents in the money, but this is very, very violent. We got to watch out for some of these levels here on Facebook. Probably going to get out here around 280 if it does fail on that one, but still watching Uber making moves backside right now, guys. What up, B?
Yeah, another one to the downside here. Caterpillar, guys, big time trouble, 6% in negative territory. Yeah, liquidity not the greatest, to say the least, today.
It's a value trade.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said there. The only thing I will say about Caterpillar is it feels like whichever way this thing goes, stimulus will happen, infrastructure will happen. It's just a matter of, sort of where you're comfortable with this thing. And it might be right here at about 154, 155. I'd certainly much like it better at 150. I think that's where you got to be thinking about picking this one up. It should stabilize at some point. That is a really, really sharp drop-off in a pretty stable name, which has such a clean trend. You want to be buying dips if you can in Caterpillar, and I think 150 to 155 is the target entry point. We're getting very close to that. DraftKings does start moving back northbound here. I never actually got the price that I was looking at because it never came all the way down to test the pre-market low. But here we go. And as I said, sometimes it's better to look at it in a higher time frame to make sense. This was the level that we liked. 38 to 38.15 or so. This is what it's trying to defend. And then you buy the dip into hopefully a break through this top of 40 even. And once 40 goes, all bets are off. I want to be adding at some point. I'll take some off in front of it. You give me room to add on a 40 break, but that's the plan here on DraftKings. Here comes 39. Brendan, what's up?
Initial weakness we saw in some of the banks being reversed here. You can see JP Morgan back to the upside, just breaking 101 there on a volume spike. I'll flip over real quick if I can to Morgan Stanley, about to take up or take out day highs here. 51.50 on Morgan Stanley, volume coming into this one as well.
Was definitely not expecting that one. What is this, 101.60? We're going to go long if we break above 101.60 on JP Morgan. Totally catching me off guard there. We were down at 99 when we were looking at it, and I want to stay away, but we should have stayed here because VWAP actually comes right at $100. That would have been a great long. 101.60 is going to be the long look there for our friend JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon. Best of breed. Do not forget about that. Here comes DKNG. Neil just talked about it. My long's about to get triggered right now as we break through VWAP 39 and change. We like DraftKings right here, guys. Probably should have bought it a little bit earlier, but now we break through. Yeah, we should have. But now we're breaking through. Let's wait to see what happens on the high side now of DraftKings. Uber just continues to make its marches down. Uber, AMD, and Facebook all short and all nicely in the money.
Yeah, and there's the break on Cassava Sciences. I got 994. It's a little bit of slippage on that 10 even break to the downside. DRAD is testing to the high side and now trying to roll over. This is the test that I want. It's right at about 325 here. If it holds this price range to the upside, I'm going to short more. But for now, it's Cassava Sciences. First target was down around that 980 for the scalp. And then from there, let's see if we can pull back in to that 920 range. Halfway, I always like to get a bunch out. That'll be that 950. Sticks out like a sore thumb. Brennan, what's up?
Just on note on Callaway Golf here, ELY. We were talking about the Masters before we came on. Coming up, Callaway to the downside today. Apparently some activist chatter around this name, activist investor chatter. If you remember, had the big move down going back to last week on that Topgolf acquisition, guys.
Guys, thank you for everybody joining and watching the show, man. If you can hit the like or the subscribe button, that would be hella cool too. We're here making money. We're doing this, trying to make money, analyzing these stocks every single day for you. So again, thank you for coming back and watching us every single day. Uber, a nice out there at 39. We just got into DraftKings, but Uber, a great little short here. Bang, 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 triple up. Now we're getting out days low here on Uber. Watch out, DraftKings fails on that break.
It did get up to this little flush point here, about 39.25, and then you look at the open, 39.12. That's the failure area. I think that's going to be the key. I should usually be taking some profit out in the beginning of that range. We're starting our short beneath that 39. So once it cracks about 30 cents in the money is where I should be taking profit. I was waiting at 40. I will take the first 20% out somewhere in that 12 to 25 range if it does come back up there again. I still like the bottom test, and I have one arrow to put back in the quiver. I might not wait till the low of the day like I was here to take it. I'll probably get a little bit more aggressive with that one. But for me, all eyes are going to be on DRAD here. This is the test. You do see I have already added back into this position. I'm trying to be a little bit patient with it because it is looking like it does want to make a run at the high. Certainly already tried to break that 25 mark. It slid back in. So anyone that got triggered into a long here, maybe they're looking at fail break. I like that for a short. I'm still going to take profits beneath 310 if I can. Certainly there is a buyer on this stock at around 3 to 305. I saw them come in. I saw them hold it. That's why I was covering shares down there. I will not hesitate to do it again.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm canceling a lot of my orders here because then we have to reevaluate some of these ones as we go. So the current positions right now, DraftKings, a nice one. It does fail a little bit there, so we did get some out on that VWAP. And again, it's just, we put on a decent position, so 39.13. I'm only going to hold this back here to 80. Basically, the start of this candle, that's where we're going to hold it back to. So if this does come crashing back, I mean, we're short everything else. So if this does come crashing back down, hopefully it's because the futures do, and we'll make money on others, but lose on this one. Uber right now, 56 cents in the money. Good shorts on that one. Facebook, we just took some out at 278. So in, out. Both of those 55-cent winners. So we'll hold for the high side on that, or for the low side, I guess. And then we just did take off a little piece of AMD for 90 cents. So what's up, Brendan?
Big time strength still in the Chinese names. Bilibili, the Chinese-based internet company here, 6.25%. Just made a new day high there above 47.25. Monster relative volume on BILI as well, guys.
Apparently, Candy just halted. Yes. Obviously, a volatility halt. Sometimes you can just guess it. The chart tells the entire story here. So massive spike. I'm going to assume something just broke. Maybe Brendan will get to it in a second here. But KNDI, what looks like a volatility halt, should open in about 4 minutes or so. There goes DraftKings. We'll go with, I don't know.
Oh, hells yeah.
Bowling is the only thing I got that's sports related that was on that page. So we'll go for that on DraftKings. First leg's going to be out here at 39.13. My average price was down in the mid-70s, so 38.75. The next leg I'll take out is on the north side, or right around this 39.50. Certainly want to have a bunch out in front of 40. I'd love to be taking a 40 breakout, and that means we have to cover some. Big winner here nicely on DraftKings. Look to buy that dip the entire way. Still watch out for that cassava. It's not really going anywhere southbound for me, but everything else working. Brendan, what's up, bud?
We were talking about this one yesterday, guys. We mentioned the California tie for that specific Candy vehicle we mentioned, but EPA now. Candy America receiving certification for EPA for the U.S., the entire country giving them certification, guys.
Good job, U.S.
Yes,
yeah, DraftKings right now, guys. Big win. We talked about taking that, and I told you that we were going to take some serious shares there. So thank you, and we'll rain down the money on DraftKings as there it goes. Another out, guys. 39. You'll probably see me take a little bit more outs here. I have a big position, so a good trade there, man, for DraftKings. AMD still 71 cents in the money, so that's a good one today for us. Really nothing that we've lost on. We did lose on Twitter. We did get out at the bottom there, but noticing right here, man, that Twitter's come back from the dead. So we'll see if we can analyze some of that and get back into Twitter at some point. Neo was a winner, thank God, because we were able to get out mostly right here, 37, and then we hold a little bit for this little break, and now we're going back to the downside. We might have to regroup here on Neo, but DraftKings, good, great out up there at 40 as we're coming back down. I still like this name, so let's hold on to our DraftKings as long as we can.
Yeah, I'm hanging on to this half until we get closer to that 40 mark. But Neo, I talked about waiting for a retest of afternoon or previous close levels. That's what it looked like on the daily chart. Here we go towards that 35.80, 35.50 yesterday's close. This little top end of the range here, 35.90. So we're getting very close to where I want to be picking up some on the dip. And Neo, and like with DraftKings, it's not like an exact science. So I'm going to start this position right here, right now. Certainly, you might have to give it all the way to like a 35.50, which was the previous close. That's what I'm going to work with. DraftKings still going, but not above that 39.50. Thank you, Valeria. We're going to need all the coffee in the world because this is an exciting morning. If you can't tell, we're excited about the action that we're seeing today. And it's because of volume. It's because of volatility. It's because everything on our watch list was tradable this morning. That's why you're going to see me in like 6 positions. Wowzers.
There it is, guys. Chicken dinner winners as we get out more DraftKings, guys. Like more. Thank you, Ms. V. More. Let's go. DraftKings are the high side there. Big time win for us. So cheers to everybody there following me. Hopefully you're in your own account long this name as well. But cheers to everybody long this name with us here today. AMD, you know what? I'm going to probably get out of this if it breaks above 79.50. It looks like the market wants to rally here, guys.
And just adding to the position here in Neo on the bottom pick while taking some out. I just took some out in DraftKings there at 58, so that'll be about an 80-cent win overall based on the average price that we had. I do have to jump us back over, and I want to make sure we're keeping track of this Cassava Sciences position. The only reason why is I took the short on a 10 break. But remember, I really, really wanted this thing to be testing 11 before I rolled into it, but it's starting to consolidate, and my first target was down here at 980. It's making this range at the bottom, and if it breaks to the upside, that's a little too bullish for me because you had a pre-market buy support at 980. I never even got filled down there. I might just have to get out if it breaks back above 10 and reevaluate this. Everything so far has worked. I don't really want to be taking a hit when it was not the A+ entry that I would have liked.
No, exactly. You need A+ entries on a day like today, that's for sure. We're going to get out of Uber here. Big win for Uber. My largest stock today by far, Uber, guys. We averaged in and we believed in it. And we're going to believe in something else right now, Apple. Long through 113.50. The market wants to go here. Let's see if Apple keeps going with it. I'm actually going to hold this one probably till the day's close here. Sorry, the bottom of the day. We'll see, though. I could change on that. I am looking maybe at 113. It's been pretty stable here. Here it goes. Looks like it's going to break through 113.50, so that'll be good. Okay, AMD comes out as well. Look at this out on AMD, 79.50. Hells to the yeah, guys. That's a cowbell right there. We have our no LFT today, our highest spot of the day. As DraftKings keeps going upside, we just took some more out on DraftKings at 58, and here we go now. Now we'll see what Apple wants to do as we get this long. Let's go for the market, and Brendan over there with Happening Now. Tell us the market's going up.
Hey guys, yeah, definitely. 10 o'clock, let's have a look at North American markets here. You can see nicely positive right across the board, although we have come off the highs. If you remember, we were talking about 3.5% here for the NASDAQ. If you joined us in the pre-market, the NASDAQ 100, now 3.3%, still leading, obviously, nicely. The composite, 2.8%. The Dow, 1.4% off the highs as well. Same story with the S&P, now 1.8%. That one showing a little more strength than the rest at this point. The S&P 500. Look at the Russell as well. Yeah, small caps are negative now, 0.8% for the Russell here in Toronto. The TSX just positive, 0.3. BOVESPA down in Brazil, 0.75% if you're joining us down in Brazil. A couple of things from the watch list still worth keeping an eye on, guys. In the clean energy group, this is SunPower, SPWR, now 10%. In negative territory, obviously was lower than that, trying to hold 15 here. Look at the volume compared to yesterday on this stock. Just multiples as far as volume is concerned to this point in the morning. Gave you a really nice clean break of that low in the pre-market this morning down to about 14.75. SunPower, one definitely showing some weakness at this point if you're looking for weakness. CGC trying to get back above where we started. Did gap down this morning, holding around this 19 area right now. If it gets positive on the session, watch out for these levels. Again, look at the volume compared to yesterday. Big time relative volume. We'll shift over one more time to Twitter. Yeah, I just wanted to show you, this came all the way back and then some, but we're trying to hold these levels from yesterday on Twitter, guys. Excitement so far. Back to you.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter, one of the few names on the list there that we haven't been able to touch. The reason I say take some profit out and DraftKings in front of 40, it feels like that's going to be its own resistance level. Just showing you the 15-minute chart here. This is $40 going back to the 28th. Just got some shares off in the 60s. I will take one more out in the 70s, well, probably in the 80s if I get another push up there on DraftKings. I think 40 even, certainly going to be its own break. Plus, I'm looking to dip by this one once again if we get a retest back into those mid-38s. NEO does make a bit of a run, so we'll hit the electric. I don't know why we have one. We only ever, I mean, it seems like we're only buying NEO, so why don't we have one where it doesn't run out of gas? So a little bit of a dip buy here in NEO. It does roll over at this point right here, 36.80. This is the opening range bottom, pre-market lows as well. So I do take some out in front of it. It broke 38.50. We take a quick little 40-cent win there on the average price. Well, actually, a little bit deeper than that. But I want to be reloading in front of 35.80 to 35.90, 35.50. Would be all kinds of a kill zone for this stock if it breaks yesterday's close. But either way, the dip buy so far, so good on NEO. We'll see how it does go. The volatility is crazy on this day. So do tread lightly, especially if you want to go counter trend. It's been a strong stock. Buying the dips worked. Just watch out. If it does break that low, yesterday's close, all systems go for probably a retracement short.
Yeah, hells yeah, on all of that. Yeah, look, volatility crazy today. Those of you guys that have been watching us trade know that, and if you don't, you should, because we're watching some of these names that continue to trade sort of, I don't want to say parabolic because it's not happening right now. But here we go. Apple, nice long through 113.50. Out 78 there, out 64. Now we'll wait for higher. I got offer at 90. Look at the NASDAQ still pushing, man. New highs here, hopefully coming on the NASDAQ intraday highs, that is. 11,670 there will create that. So that's a good one, hopefully. Whoa, for us, sorry. Almost made a keystroke error there. Did not mean to take that many shares. DraftKings, beautiful out. Basically the high of the day, 39.74. We went hella long right now, and that's going to be the #1 stock right now. So we'll go siren alert for that. For me, anyways. DraftKings, big win there for us, 39.13. Good movements here. We're going to watch Apple. There it is. We just get 90s. That's a smooth win on Apple now. We'll hold the rest. We are trading now with 40% left, guys, on Apple. So 40% left on this move. Let's see how high it wants to go up out of 20, 40, 60%. 20 left. Let's go Apple. Let's see how high we want to go. There goes breaking through 114, guys. The sky's the limit. Here's an 80-cent winner also on DraftKings. Big day today.
Yeah, last out for me there, just took on DraftKings, was at 39.84. So bottom to top, it's over $1 win from the average price. Now, Solar Edge, I've been hanging on to this one, and look at this. I mean, you get that rollover. I could have taken off some at 190, but the fact that it's now trailing back in, I'm going to start considering a couple of things here. If we break back up 198, I can always take this one out and then look for a re-entry point somewhere around 202, 203. If it rolls over from here, all systems go for a 190 potential push. This one just seems like it continues to get beat up, and why not just stick with the trend as long as it works? Brendan, what's up?
One that popped up late in the day yesterday, Aptivo here, APVO, negative on the session, but volume on this one to keep an eye on as well. This was about 2:30 yesterday afternoon. They had a cancer trial or a drug for cancer treatment in trial that came back with positive results. So monster move all the way up to 1150. We're back to 950 here for APVO, guys.
I mean, look at the NASDAQ push like crazy right now. Nice little dollar win here. Well, almost a dollar. It does go close. 75-cent win here for Apple. So we talked about that. That was a good one. Good move upside. Apple's still going. We love this name, guys. DraftKings still going as well. Talk about love, hells to the yeah. We're up to $40. We gave this one to you. I may cash them out in my own account after this, but nice little move up to $40 on DraftKings. Legalized gambling all over the place. Good thing for them. Good trade here on DraftKings. Let's just keep the party going on that. Oh, yeah, and Robbie, what up with AMD? $81. Let's just keep on going to the high side on AMD. We short. And look, like a bandit, we're in and out like a light for a profitable trade on a short on AMD. Should have gone long down here, but look at the market. Rip City right now, guys.
Yeah, and we'll go Mortal Kombat because that's how I roll. Flawless victory so far on Neo. Basically the exact bottom. We had a target range for the low. It basically turned around at the high end of that range, so a little bit fortunate there. It certainly could have tested down to 35.90, and I still would have been comfortable with it. Now we're breaking above VWAP. I'm looking at open range high. If it puts in a lower high here in front of 37.50, that's where my last out is likely to be. If it takes out the top, that's its own trade. If it pulls back into VWAP and wants to start another bullish trend, I think we can go long again that way. But this dip buy will be done for me once we get about $1 win on the rest of it. So far, so good. I did mention, this is important, so much on the watch list has been good today. So I wasn't even, look, Saba might work out. And you know what? I almost don't care if that short was good. It was going sideways. It wasn't the entry that I liked the most. So I just went ahead and got out of it for like a 5-cent loss. Whatever, guys. You got to move on from stocks that aren't moving the way you like when there's so many that are. So, Brennan, what's up, buddy?
Another one from the electric vehicle group here, just noticing coming up to day highs. It did actually make a day high there for XPEV, 8.5%. It's been a little bit late to the party, I guess we could say, as far as the rest are concerned, but just trying right now for XPEV.
All right, we're cruising along here. We're watching some of these names. DraftKings goes $1 in the money. We took some Apple out there as well for a nice little profitable trade. So, yeah, we're still rocking and rolling here, guys. So let's just keep this market moving. High side, 11.14. Yeah. Look where we're long Apple. I mean, we just keep on dropping down the money. This is long Apple right here, guys. 113.50. The first trade in on this name, and it looks like it's rocking and rolling, Neil.
Yeah, new trade alert, I should say, in DraftKings because these shares here at 40.15, that'll be the last of the dip buy. All I have left is the 40 break. So it's a couple of different trades. It was the dip buy. I just took the last of them out there at 40.15. Now we're buying the breakout at 40 even. Certainly maybe we dip down to 39.50 and we can start revisiting that trade. But DraftKings, look, ultimately, people selling on the news, I just felt like it had been beaten up so much. that when you had this consolidation already in the first place and it made a bit of a bottom, certainly people take their profits. There was going to be a limit to that. So much room to run to the upside. Maybe we can get in the next couple of weeks back to that sort of pivot 45 price, which I think is going to be key for another break on DraftKings.
Yeah, you can call it Donkey Kong. That's okay.
Yeah,
I didn't trademark that yet, Neil. So next time you say it, it'll be $5. Okay.
$5?
That's pretty cheap,
You
right?
know,
It should be
you
high.
know I'm cheap, man. $5.
It should be higher, no? Okay, Apple, good out there. We hold now $20 to go. So we'll watch on Apple now, making moves. We were trying to, we were trading Bitcoin there. I'll show it to you, but it's not doing anything. I thought we got a good break there at 50, and we didn't. So actually wind up losing a bit of money on that trade, damn it. So we'll have to watch out for Bitcoin here, guys. Not really moving around. But what is moving, Neil just talked about this, and so have I. We've hammered DraftKings, man. This is $1.10 now in the money. Was my largest position of the day. I loved this trade. We talked about it. I mean, we have it written down on our sheets here. Good trade for DraftKings, making new moves, but now we're stuck at $40.25. I think it's prudent for us to get a little bit out right now on DraftKings, guys. Let's throw it over to Brendan for upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a few more symbols to have a look at so far today. Upgrades on this side, downgrades on that side. AMD, Amazon, Baidu, not that it needed it, but got upgraded today anyways. Spirit Aerosystems, I noticed, was decently strong. Coming back in a little bit, but SPR worth a look. Nothing terribly exciting. I'm going to show you this one in a second. DRQ. Drillquip, downgraded, price target decrease, but Baidu here, yeah, big move for another Chinese name. We'll shift over here, BIDU, clearing these recent resistant areas on the daily time frame. We're all the way up to 142.5 now. Just made a new day high for Baidu. I mentioned a number of other ones this morning, Alibaba, JD.com. There's a few doing much more volume than Baidu. It is worth noting, but this was the one with an upgrade, about 6% so far for Baidu. Yeah, DRQ, little one gapping down this morning, 25 down to 24. It's holding in the middle of the range. Volume not terribly exciting, but downgraded today for Drillquip. Guys, back over to you.
Called. Thank you, Brendan. Yay, what's up, guys? Good. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a monster day, man. We're very, very long here and very, very lucky to be long is more what I should say here. As Apple just continues to make moves to the high side there. We just tweeted out our Donkey Kong, our DraftKings trade. I really, really feel strongly about that. Why? Because we talked about, for our viewers, we gave this one to you as a nice runner from $35. Now upside today, we take 39 and we just make more money on this during the day. So a great little trade there. Marijuana seems to be in trouble. Marijuana, what you want to do. CGC going over to NASDAQ at some point. They're down 9% today, so watch out for that. They're going to do some cost savings, move over from NY to NQ. So we'll see. I guess there's no CGC over there on the NASDAQ, so my guess is they'll keep the same ticker. Okay, JP Morgan making moves to the high side again. Comes all the way back down to VWAP, and I completely missed that as we've been long everything else. Now Donkey Kong, $1.15 in the money. Apple, $1 in the money. So yeah, as we go, guys, we got to watch out for every stock. Neil and I have talked about this already, that it can be a little bit overwhelming to try to trade all of these names. So thank you for everything, and I hope you're enjoying the show so far, guys. Donkey Kong!
It is cold in the office today. Someone says it doesn't look cold in the office. We're excited, and we're drinking coffee and all that kind of good stuff. My hand's still a little bit cold. You might see me do this every now and then. It's not just because we're making money. It's because my hands are legitimately freezing. This DRAD, I got to go back to this one that's moving a little slower. I got to take more profit off. It's just buyer a little bit higher up here in the 3 even range. So I now have just less than half my position on here. I didn't get the full reload, and I don't know how much aggressively I'm going to be taking another dip back up to 325, guys. DraftKings just tested up to 40.50. I mean, we sort of talked about this. I really don't have any levels until we get to 44 to 45. So if we do break up, the next leg out for me is probably going to be somewhere around 41 even, and then just look for pullback, dip buys, and things of that nature. NEO has not quite gotten me out of this trade, and much like DraftKings, I think we're looking at two separate things here in NEO, at least for me. I want to be out in front of that 37.50 mark, that opening range, failed break. You do see some consolidation there because I want to start thinking about more dip buys. If we hold consolidation at 37, I want to get back in. And that's like a separate trade in NEO from this bottom pick. So if we do get some consolidation down at 37, I'd love to be re-entering this, but it's got to hold VWAP, guys.
Yeah, I mean, again, Neil and I always looking for positions and reasons to get in. Guys, DraftKings $1.70 in the money. Just bring that money down to us and just keep it coming, man. We are huge today. Monstrous day. What's up, B?
Eli Lilly trading essentially dollars at a time today. 7.5% here for LLY. 141. We started the day at 134 down there. Big move for Lilly, guys.
Yeah, just got out of Neo there. Neo, the gift. And you never want to look gift horse in the mouth. The consolidation comes. We did fail up here. It's close enough to that dollar. We'll take a 90-cent win on the last of my shares there. And again, you could catch a break through the high, 37.80. I'm now looking for a bit of a dip buy, ideally at 37 even. If it does happen around 36.60 to 36.80, nothing wrong with that as well. DraftKings is turning a little bit here, but man, I got to give that a little bit of room, at least back to 40 even before I consider getting out of there. And then I want to dip back over to solar energy there. It's starting to slow down its pace. I mean, you're seeing some sideways action. That's good. It's in the money. It rolls over one more time, and it could be a bloodbath in solar energy. I know it started out as one, and it continued yesterday. It just might not be done, so we're staying short till it turns. Brennan, what's up?
Just double checking on this, but it's very rare when you get the opportunity to say, oh, there is news here. Biogen halted here, guys. Going to read through this, but it looks like Alzheimer's disease. There's an FDA approval possibly. So Biogen halted on a volatility spike here, guys. BIIB.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, Brendan, look at all these stocks, man. Look at my favorite here in the pharma space. AbbVie. I mean, I'm a big holder of this stock as well. So happy to be up that 9% today. So some big moves happening, obviously. Oh, you know what? We can check out CVS as well. Remember, a lot of these are what we call like battle industries, basically. Obviously, healthcare is just another one of those. Besides socially, obviously, there's not too much the economy-wise that these candidates differ in. Obviously, there's taxes as well, but healthcare, a big topic every election cycle. So here we go, CVS, AbbVie, some of those other names you see, Eli Lilly. Look at Eli Lilly today, guys. Up huge again, up to 141, 8%. A lot of these names catching bids right here today, guys.
Yeah, and just speaking of going to Biogen here, man, if it gets to like 294, 295, let's look for a potential rollover. So it opens back up in a couple of minutes after the volatility halt, about $10 northbound from where we closed at 283. That's when I'd start thinking about a retracement short. I mean, it's not as if Biogen's been absolutely crazy, and it had been putting in lower highs. If it does try to at least hold this one, it's 293, 294 that I'm watching. Brennan, what's up, bud?
Yeah, so you see it up on the screen there. So it hasn't actually been approved, but an FDA staff member saying they've provided enough positive evidence to suggest that approval may be coming for them, guys. So that's the reason for the halt.
Yeah, all the more reason to start thinking about where you can start selling a little bit of that move if we can. Again, volatility halt should open in a few minutes. I just want to quickly go back over to Uber. I haven't even made a trade on this name, which is a little bit shocking to me. We thought we'd be a little bit more involved in Uber, but you've seen how much has been popping off, as we like to say around here, and I'm trying to stick to not too many at one time. If we do come back in, it was always going to be about this 38.50 to 38.80 price on a pullback that I'd like. In Uber, you're seeing it try. It never really dipped below 39. Now we're back to 40. So a little bit off. I like to dip by a little bit better on DraftKings. That's what we want there. Same thing with Neo. But Uber fulfilling the same promise as well. So any one of those, if you sort of bought the dip, at some of those pre-market levels, you're definitely in the money on those. I do have to jump back over to one other name from the watch list. It might have been the first position that I was in this morning, and that was WWR. If it wasn't the first, it was certainly the second. It does push a little bit lower. 4 even is my next target to the downside. It hasn't quite gotten there. There was one shot at a reload. I've missed it. Now I'm just sitting pretty, hanging on till it starts to work its way down. This could be the calm stock of the day for me, where I just sit in the money all day long, and 4 even is the target on my 440 short.
So guys, yeah, some great positions today, long, shorts, everything. I've been short Uber and cashed in. Now we're $1.70 in the money on Apple. So those of you that took this with me, man, congratulations. Like, this has never gone against us. This just ripped City for us, 113.50 all the way up to days high again on Apple, just continuing to make music happen here. Look at push Apple. Look at the NASDAQ, man, up 4%. Remember, you can still have halt levels, right? I think it's 7% there. So I don't know if that's going to happen today. We can check out what the ES is doing.
Only three.
Okay. So it's just the NASDAQ going nuts. So we'll wait to see on that one. Okay, there goes DraftKings. We do get out there. I was waiting for it to break through 40. I don't know if it did or not. We got 39. No, we got 40 001s there. So maybe a dark print there.
Didn't break.
Did not break, so okay. So a dark print there gets me out, but we are out now of DraftKings. We'll celebrate that dollar win and ride that to the high side. We're going to adjust our Apple stop. I'm wondering about the same thing here. The market just seems pretty heated now. Do we want to take out this $1.70 win? It makes sense to do that, I believe.
Yeah, and watch out. Here comes solar energy. It feels like a greed might not be good. It's testing this 198. I'm still going to be in the money a couple of dollars here. I really thought the rollover would be southbound, but I can't ignore the fact that I just can't throw away too much profit. If it does break up, I see every reason in the world why it retests 204, and 210 would be a big level if we ever got back up there. I'm not going long in Solar Edge. But certainly I would consider taking off the rest of my position and looking for another re-entry to the short off of 198. As far as DraftKings goes, the 40 is held so far. I'm not going to dig in at this price. If it does want to dip back, I do feel like there are some people that, you take that 40 break, add to your position. Certainly some stops could trigger in there. I only have a little bit of that left. 1/3 of it is still on. If it breaks below 40, I'll just get out and wait for 39.50 as a better re-entry, similar to what we did over in NEO. We'll try to rinse and repeat the same thing in DraftKings for the breakout trade at least.
Yep. Again, I feel bad that we got wicked out there. I don't know what happened on DraftKings, but whatever, man. Celebrate that trade, and it was a big one for us. But Apple now rips up to the highest stock for us today. Obviously, we're just taking out $2 or $1.50 here on Apple. My out's going to be right around here again, 114.60. So if that breaks, we're going to get out of Apple, and we'll see how long that takes before we're able to get out of that. But again, the market seems like it's a bit high now. We do want to have some shares on board just in case it continues to rip city on us. So we hold a little bit, 20% left of Apple, 114.75 or so as our target to get out of this one, guys. We are ready though. Look at PayPal, by the way, up another 7% today. We like that one. Brendan at the big.
Hey guys, small cap time. Let's review a few that we were looking at. One of those days where you come in the pre-market and it was very obvious very quickly what was mispriced. And this one jumped right off the page at me. Kodak here, higher in the pre-market. There was no news. There was no reason for it to be up here. I was looking at 790, which was just the top of the pre-market range here. And then above that, kind of 810 to 815 would have been a level. Left a little bit on the table there. Should have taken it off down here at yesterday's level. However, on a day like this, wanted to mention, worth mentioning anyways, on a day like this, take trades. If they're there for you, take them off, put it in your pocket, walk away unscathed. DRAD, the other one, consolidating here in the in the aftermarket yesterday, following news, 335 up to 345. Tested that 35 level, would have added more to 45 there. Nice flush down to $3. All done with that one. The volume all gone as well. And WWR, this high, which was 450, became pretty obvious very quickly here as a level. So a nice little consolidation below 450 gave you a flush down to 420. Right around those levels from where we ended yesterday on WWR. Guys, back over to you.
Did you say 420, Brendan? No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, we psychological level and nothing more when it comes to that. Yeah, I mean, there goes Uber off that 40 even breakout area. Looks like it's making another test to the top. Gonna have to wait for a pullback into VWAP to participate in this party with a 40 stop. But the market's starting to scream to the upside here, guys. So still have a little bit of that DraftKings, and I'm gonna cancel my stop. I don't want it to break that 40 and just get out with the market going here. But I want to see if I can buy any dip in front of VWAP on Uber. It might be too late though, and this wick is not real. It didn't actually trade down here, but I'm looking for any dip down at about 40.50 to get into this Uber party.
I mean, 20% left of Apple is still a big position, and we are in now in the money big. So good trade here on Apple for sure as we're going. I'm just trying to think about where to get out. We've already talked about where to get out, and that is if it comes back to the downside, but I'm thinking about changing it to 115. We don't want to leave too much money on the table here as can be the case, but here we go, man. This is a clean $2 now. We're long at 113.50, so just another couple names to look at as the NASDAQ, oh sorry, that's still the ES. What is the NASDAQ now up 5%? I just saw. Is that true? Yeah, 4.75% now percent to the high side now on the NASDAQ. We just keep on pushing, baby. And so does our net. So does everything today. Unbelievable that we're able to make money short on AMD. You want to talk about being a sniper? Bang, bang, out on AMD. Should have reversed long, but hell, man, that's a great trade for us, and we'll take that all day long here. AMD now to $81 there, and I only told Rob all he has to do is buy me a beer, so not bad there at all. We'll celebrate AMD. We'll get out of that soon and let you know when we do, but nothing but love today for everybody, and I hope you're enjoying the show. We've always got love for this guy, B. What's up, Brad?
Biogen reopened, guys. Ho hum. Yeah, 30% move here for BIIB. Just broke 325 at the top there, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to get to like 350 monster level, 320, 335, 350. I mean, this is getting a little bit out of hand. And as Brendan mentioned, if this is not, this is just a recommendation that maybe it's going to get the approval. I mean, wowzers, this has gone a little bit too far, in my opinion. I'm now looking at 335. It's almost like a line in the sand that almost has to be drawn here. Pull back in DraftKings. I'll give it to like 39.50. I actually want to be adding on this dip. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I tried to get some Uber, but wasn't aggressive enough in terms of where we could pick up a dip buy. I'll have to wait for VWAP. But all of a sudden, it is Biogen that's going to be front of the mind here. This is crazy, crazy action. I'm looking at 335. It starts to roll over, jumping in the short, guys.
Guys, you are probably wondering, like, you know, what are we talking about whenever we mention our watch list? Well, it's free. Free 99. I don't want to confuse people. It is completely free. Someone said free 99 on the chat, and I thought that was pretty cool. Big tech on the list today. We've been crushing these. You see Apple right now, $2 in the money. Ride sharing. We talked about Uber and Lyft, and Uber was close to my second #1 stock today there as well. EV makers on the list, Baba, Twitter, everything. CGC, the cannabis names, AMD, DraftKings. I mean, everything's on here. Watch list on tradertv.live. Our friend Valeria will be posting those links up ASAP for you, so you could sign up for those as soon as you get a chance to. And it's free, man. People charge for this. We put more work, I feel, in to this than most, and it's free. So watch out now. 115 could break, and if it does, let's get out. We're just holding 20% of Apple. It's already been a big one. Bang, 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 bang. Clean $1.25 there. So let's hold that. If it breaks through 114, I mean, it just keeps on going. I feel like I should get out now. At 114.80 maybe. I'm going to get out of this. If it takes out the top, we'll take it again. 115.30. I think this is a good out right now for Apple. Let's just take it.
Yeah, and I'm taking my shot here in Biogen. It looks like it's going to test towards that 335. I want to leave myself room just in case it really is 350, which seems crazy to me. But first it'll dip into Biogen, and 335 immediately looking like it's going to get tested. This is crazy price action to the upside. Uber, man, how do I miss that dip buy? And here goes 41 to the upside. So I anticipated that could have been it. But all eyes on Biogen. If this is a rollover, this could, you know, get all the way back to at least 310, 315, and it would not shock me to see like $10, $15 worth of upside in this trade, guys. Crazy, crazy move. It just felt like it was obviously overbought at some point. It's hard to pick exactly where it's going to turn. Might have the turn on this name here, as it does look like it's going to come right back down here. So hopefully we get like a $10 retracement on Biogen. Crazy, crazy stock here. Thank you, Brendan, for bringing this one up.
Yeah. You have a $10 winner, as you say. That's
the target. It's not there. It's not there yet. But that first consolidation was $10 lower. And I mean, thank goodness. Look, it could have halted to the upside, but 335 in the daily looked like a good level here. And I got short in front of it, a little bit too far in front because I didn't want to miss the turn. I got it here at 28.50. I'm looking for it to break 320, and then we'll get that quick in and out $10 winner. If it does come all the way back to like that 285. Almost have to think about defending this because, you know, there's positive news. This could get out of hand, guys. Biogen, I'd never expected to see moves like this on Biogen today. Sort of came out of the blue. Got to jump to it when the action's there, guys.
That's for sure. A Neo now back to the highs of the day, so we can watch that one. Good out here. I don't know if it's good out or not, but we are out of Apple there for $1.75 there. In at 113.50, out at 115.31 or 28 or whatever that price was. So a nice little 70-cent win there, or sorry, $1.75 on Apple. I'm debating right now. Let's go over to Neo. There it is. Nice, Larry. I like those. That look there. You got the white kicks on, the white shirt. almost like what you're doing if you got a black shirt today. 38. Let's go long 38. These are all-time highs on NEO. I don't think anything's going to stop this thing. $38 long on NEO coming up, guys.
Yeah, someone.
What?
I don't know who did this.
It just broke.
A couple of days ago, someone tweeted something along the lines of Neil would short a cure for cancer. I guess we're not that far off. Here's Biogen. The short was in and out very, very quickly here, and you don't want to be holding a trade like this for very long. There's just no way fans and buts about it. It was a relatively tight stop. I caught it on the way back down here. We'll take the $10 win and then revisit. I'm not going to get greedy. I anticipate there could be some consolidation here around this 315 mark. I might be waiting until we get down to like 285. If it goes that far, then I do think about a long. Finally, it's too little too late. Well, I shouldn't say that because I'm jinxing myself here. But there's that breakup in Uber. I'm now trying to buy the dip at VWAP here, 40.50. I just picked some up at 40.63. If we can hold this area in front of 40 even, make a higher low, I'd like to be adding to this position. But if this ends up being a really steep retracement all the way through 40 bucks, count me out of this one very, very quickly, and I won't be adding to my position until we level off a little bit because I wanted to break, and now I'm buying the pullback at a much higher price.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. I have the same kind of FOMO here on NEO. We did go long, and you can see here we've cashed, man. We went double long here, 38. So that's where we're long right now, 38. We got some out. We saw some resistance up here at 10. And look, I'm going to scalp it a lot differently than you guys are at home. Obviously, we have direct market access. I'm making, like I've had 130 trades so far today. My fees are actually kind of expensive, $21. So we'll wait on that one because we've had to remove liquidity a lot today to get some of these trades. So that's why we're paying a little bit more. And here we go. Come on, NEO to the high side. Who's calling me? I'm on a show. You can't call me right now. What's up, Brendan?
Another one to look at here, guys. ADT Communications, 4% just popping up. You can see volume coming in through $7 here. Just made a day high through $7. Not seeing anything in the way of headlines on this one, but worth a look. ADT moving around as well. It is, there's about an hour left right now in the session over in Europe. Valeria is watching what's going on over in Europe. What's up, V?
Hey Brandon, European shares are mostly in a positive territory now after early losses. Royal Mail is up more than 8%, leading Stoxx 600. Back to you.
Yeah, big moves. Volatility over in Europe today as well, guys.
All right, finally NEO. So all I have to do is sort of yell at it a little bit, but whatever, we will hit it and then we will do, I'm not gonna do too loud, but bang. Wow, okay, now I'm gonna go bang. Nice little move upside here. NEO just breaks to 25. We put an offer there at 24. And boom, nice little out right there. Money, money, money. Just keeps on coming down. We take NEO for the high of the day today, and we've already had this once today back here early on in the pre-market, 37.29. That would now be $1 in the money as we just continue to go high side right now. The only position I have on, look at the board at the bottom. NEO long, 25 cents now in the money. And Neil, I know you're holding on to DraftKings, but I will celebrate basically here almost not a perfect out. But we did call this name, regardless of where your out is, Neil, or mine. I feel like we traded this perfectly today. You waited for this pullback and got long down here. I waited for VWAP break, and then I got out high side. I think you got out better than I. Now we're having the same kind of consolidation. So I think DraftKings could get ready to run up one more time. But what a great stock today's been, DraftKings.
You know what?
I know
I
for
just
both of us.
assumed that you got a higher price than me on the out there. But here's one thing, and we'll talk about this maybe after the show because we review this stock. But the question's going to be, why did we both get out shy of that test to 41? I don't have an out up here above 40.50, and I think that's something to revisit. Like, why were we both? I assumed you had a better one there because that's usually how it would go. But either way, something to revisit. I do have the dip buy. Look, if it breaks below VWAP and we take it out, I'll just get out. I have put the dip buy on an Uber. It feels like that might hold. DraftKings. If it does break here, I'm just going to exit this new entry point and look for a fourth trade in and around that low, somewhere around that price. Brendan, what's up there, buddy?
Candy Technologies again. Yeah, here we go again. 850 coming into play. We're right at this spike high following that news that EPA certification in the U.S. for 2 models for the U.S. now. So 850, big level here for Candy, guys.
Like I've been getting out of, Candy, another electric name. you know, we prefer NEO. I mean, I prefer NEO anyways. And I was just going to say to you guys that I may just never get out of this, to be honest with you. The way it's moving, it just keeps on going to the upside right now. NEO, like we joked about having a 50 handle on it before the end of the year. I mean, that's not even a joke. Like, we're not even that far away from that. A couple more days like today, and we are up, and away. So NEO right now long at 38 even, and we'll just watch that to go. AMD was another name that I'm looking now. I'm thinking, and this is where I wonder if maybe we should have Arun back on, because I'm honestly wondering right here, are these futures a little exhausted now? We get up to 1180. We can take a little bit of 11,800 on the NASDAQ. We can take a little bit of a longer look, but up 4.5% seems to be a lot. So 81, 82 here on AMD, the high 81.20. If there's going to be one I'm going to short, might be this one. AMD, just big time aggressive move upside. You know what? Look at Apple. I mean, look where we got out there. You want to talk about perfect? Ryu. I still challenge anybody out there to Street Fighter. Obviously, we can't do that now, but when we come back, we'll wear gloves and we'll put a little screen between us and we'll play on a real system here. But look at Apple right now. Good out there, perfectly done. You know, what else can we say? It looks like the market's fading down here, guys.
Yeah, and I'm just going to clean up, well, as best I can, going to clean up this chart so you can see better on Uber. It did give a little bit of a bounce consolidation. I waited for it to come back up, and I tried to be patient. Wasn't patient enough on DraftKings, so it breaks 39.50. I got to get out. So we'll go 1 for 3 on DraftKings. That dip buy not working, but the dip buy in Uber going to try to work out here. I will take some off for what will end up being a 30-cent win, my average price right here in the middle. And this is the thing. If you start too early, you can't let that ruin the trade for you. You just got to be patient and let it fall to a price so that you get what you want. If it breaks through the top here at 41 even, I want to make sure that I've taken some, but not everything out. I want to make sure I can hold some for another retest to 42. That'll be the master plan in Uber on this dip buy. The market's still going up for now. Brendan's still giving us news, always.
In case you needed one more to look at, Roku just made a day high here. Another day high through 213 there on volume as well. Morgan Stanley with an upgrade on Roku today, guys.
Wow. Guys, Hydration Nation in the building, especially today. We don't have any losers today, so what's up with that? And that's a good one. Some of our trades are, but net, man, we're at the highest spot all day, and I don't have a negative symbol out there. So
I do.
Okay.
I got to show you, but here's the best thing, Sean.
All right.
My negative stock was my best decision of the day. Sava wasn't going. I didn't have my entry price. This is what happened to it. Short down here at $9.99. Take it out at $10.02. Now it's trading at $10.60, and it's testing to $11.30, which was the entry price. We'd like much better for a rollover. So if something is not going when there's a million opportunities in the world, just walk away from it. It is not worth ruining your day over like your 20th best setup or like your 75th best setup. It's just not worth it, guys. Walk away, find something better.
Yep. Okay, so I'm not walking away from NEO, but we are taking that 15 cents there. It just looks like, and again, I'll take off my executions just so you can maybe see this chart one more time better. Okay, there we go. Yeah, look, it's stopping here at 30s, so we have a couple high spots there, 20s, 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 so we'll take out 18s there and then see what happens. We'll hold one more spot, looking to get out if we break that back down below 37.74, but we have 10% now of our NEO position. So treat that for what it is. We've already cashed out on that one. I guess now I got to toggle backwards and get this, you know, our chart back upside here. But yeah, NEO right now, we're going to get out if it does break down below. So everything making money for us today, guys. Big time here today. Thank you for joining us on this post-election eve, I guess, the post-election eve. Yeah, that makes sense, except for it's not the evening yet.
Yes, yeah, that sounds good enough to me. I mean, I don't know. Let's
well,
go
it's
with
evening
it.
in Europe, almost.
It's evening somewhere. That's what
Yeah,
we open the
that's a good
show
one.
with.
Yeah,
Good
China.
morning,
How
good
about that?
afternoon,
China,
good evening. Because we don't know where you guys are. You're all across the world, and hopefully you have access to Uber. Of course, obviously, they had the positive news today. It is getting range bound, so I want to make sure I take advantage of it. That's why we covered some in front of 41. That's why I'll look to buy another dip here. It's consolidating higher, low, so I might have to reach up to 40.50, which is right around my price at 42. You can see when the positions do come up there for you at the bottom. I would have loved to take it at 40.20. If it breaks 40 even, I'll walk away from this stock. A little bit late to this party on Uber, but I wanted to dip buy it. We did so in DraftKings instead, which worked out. It worked out in NEO as well. But Uber was the other play I certainly were looking for off the open. It just took a little bit too long, and we're already in 2 other names on the dip buy.
Oops, I want to go back into Twitter. Yeah, so I see someone talking about, and good on you, whoever mentioned that, Uber. I don't know where it was in the chat there. Sorry about that. There's so much going on here. Okay, DraftKings, I do like the coil up here. It is doing exactly what we thought. If you really like this name here, You could go long. What is this price? 39.40 or so. So that's coming into play. I'm going to wait for VWAP to break 39.50. So DraftKings, I do like that long again. Won't be as many shares as it was the first time when we hammered it. Oh, I got to put back executions so you could see this. It won't be as many as the first time where we went long right here on VWAP, but I do like this VWAP break again on DraftKings. We're going to look to get into Twitter soon too.
And I feel like, how have we not done this yet? Oh my goodness, let's do this for you guys. So look, you got to learn about something every single day, and you're certainly learning how to trade an active and volatile market. Indicators, you'll see us use a precious few, but every now and then you just want to understand what they mean, whether you use them or not. Understand what other traders are looking at and why and how it can influence price action. MACD is the one today. Sean, very inquisitive in this picture. So
I'm wondering, what is MACD? And if you don't know, check it out.
Exactly. So you're going to drop on our Market Wisdom page. Make sure you go to that. Valeria will have the link in just over an hour. And let us know if you want us to cover something. We take requests, as you guys should know by now.
My wife telling me that the new recommendation is triple layer on those medical masks. Okay, that seems to be a lot. So if you're wearing a medical mask, get more than one layer, apparently, if that's what you want. I know that seems a bit intense for me. Where's my mask? Oh, it's at my other desk. I have a NASDAQ one that's pretty good. What's up, Beep?
I did notice last night I was watching some clips of both candidates, in fact, but Joe Biden had 2 masks on, so maybe he needs to up that to 3 now, apparently. That's interesting. Facebook breaking downside here. Just had a volume alert on Facebook. 284.50 broken downside here. So some of these big high flyers starting to pull in a little bit, guys.
Yeah, and about to my target here, well, my first out in a while on this WWR. I just want to go back to it. I said this would be the easier one that we're sliding into and just waiting for profits. I did take most of my exits in the pre-market here before the open. It spiked up. When it retested that level, that 420, I did get some out. Now it's looking to finally break through. It just broke 420. So you can see my bids are all the way down to 4, which is our target out. It's that turquoise line on my chart. If you ever see that, that's an actual limit order where I'm trying to get a bit of a bid. Bids and offers show up a little bit different. I think it's like yellow or gold or whatever the heck it's going to show up as for you guys there. That Uber, I was unable to buy this little dip. It ended up consolidating higher, so I do miss the re-entry point here, and I will still take more off in front of 41. 43, sorry, is my average price. I'll try to take a 50-cent win and hang on for the rest for a break of this 41 area, and then hopefully get somewhere close to this high of the day for the rest of our out. Apologies, ignore this wick. It actually put in a higher low here around 39.80. This was just a dark pool print down to 38.85. Never happened.
Yeah, and so some of you guys ask us, do we trade with dark pools and whatnot? There's your answer. We do. Look, we love trading with wherever the liquidity is. So that's really important. And these days and times, the market is pretty liquid. So we do like to look to some of those dark pools for those fills. Okay, look here. And sometimes they give us those bad fills, those bad wicks down here. And that's what Neil was talking about there. And that got me out of my initial DraftKings trade. But then obviously, whatever. Let's not talk about it. It's over with. Okay, we are now short Twitter underneath 41. We'll watch this market. If it goes back upside, Twitter will get crushed. But look at Twitter, guys, today. Down 1.7%, right? What about all the other big tech? We've hit Apple big today. That's up. So the point, what I'm trying to get at here, like look at Microsoft, is that Twitter today, very, very weak compared to everything else. So if we're going to be short the market, I'm going to choose the weak one. I just don't know if it's going to be the right one. We've averaged into this a little bit here. It's only because every single one of my orders is relatively small right now. It's not at a spot where I want to hammer it yet. It needs to get all the way back to VWAP if that's going to be the case. But right now we're short Twitter at 40.94. So, you know, we're 5 cents out. We will average into this one. I do like Twitter short, though, that's for sure. We'll probably get out, though, if it does break above 41.10. I'm not going to let this thing retrace all the way to the backside there. Over at the big screen, though, sector watch. Let's get it, see which ones are red, if any.
Hey guys, yeah, we are still nicely higher on the session for the overall S&P 500, about 2.5%, kind of fluctuating between 2.4% and 2.6% for the S&P at the moment. Healthcare definitely leading. I want to talk about that in a second, but look at the banks. This is the banking sector. There are a few names in the diversified financial group that are positive, but the rest of this group all in negative territory in a big way as well. CMA, ZION, and MTB 7.5 to 10+% to the downside. So banks are leading as far as limiting the overall moves in this market. Industrials also in negative territory. URI, CAT, we mentioned earlier, and J 6+% to 8.5 there for URI to the downside. PWR 5.7% to the downside as well. So these two groups, the industrials group and the banking stocks, limiting the overall advances here for the market. Still, though, 2.5%, led by this group we mentioned. Yeah, look at Biogen, 31% move for Biogen on that news. Eli Lilly, AbbVie, all the big ones are here. BMY, Regeneron even 6% to the upside. So it's all about the pharmaceutical names today, really leading this market to the upside. Equipment makers also in positive territory, you can see. So healthcare and tech stocks, the other big winners on the day. Adobe here, Payce, Intuit, PayPal, now all 6 to 8% in positive territory. Semiconductors very strong as well. NVIDIA, AMD we were talking about earlier, 5% for those. Communication services way over in the corner there. Nicely positive on the day. Fox A, OMC, some individual names. Twitter there we saw as well, 2% to the downside. Otherwise, that group also very strong. Wanted to quickly mention energy stocks. Not a lot going on. The crude oil inventories number, big drawdown this week, but not really a lot going on in the energy group, and materials also a little bit weak on the day, but exciting nevertheless. 2.4% for the S&P. Let's go back to Neil.
Thank you there, Brendan. I want to thank, we're going to get a super chat, Chris Diaz. And look, if you're taking that Biogen short, you just got to watch out. Those things can be absolutely crazy, and talked about it. You got to have a bit of a line in the sand. So quickly identified places where I wanted it to roll over and waited for it to make a bit of a turn when it gets there. Another short to watch out for, I've had DRAD. This is on our watch list, literally the last name on our watch list here. And this made a move in the aftermarket. It did fail a couple of times, 360, and then a few times here at 345. It's a lower high that it put in 335 here. I've been able to scalp bunch off 320s to 325 while getting out down between evens and 310. It's making a run to the top. This is why I've been somewhat aggressive in taking profits every time it dips. If it breaks through the high, it's looking a little bullish. The volume's starting to pick up here, so this could be the test. If it fails to break the high of the day, short could be good for the rest of at least the morning session here into lunchtime. But I'm not letting it take out that high. It's not a hard stop. It's an area stop. Once it breaks 335, got to make a very, very quick judgment call as to how strong I think the move is, and might have to walk away from this one and revisit when it gets to that 360 level. I did see someone ask in the chat there, and I apologize, it's hard to see as the chat moves fast from time to time. Where did my average price into Uber, like where did 40.43 come from? I was looking to buy the dip in front of 40.40 in and around VWAP, but I started it too early. So I had to really, really patiently wait for the turn, and I just wanted to pick it up. And it never printed down here. That's just the dark pool print. But I really wanted to make sure that it had turned in front of 40 before I got back in. So I didn't get anything until the 30. So that's the price I ended up with. Not the ideal entry point, but I didn't want to confound the error. Just because I bought too early on the dip, it doesn't mean that I'm going to screw up my average price. I have to wait for it to turn. That's what I wanted in the first place. It just ended up with a 40.43 price. Not ideal. I wanted something closer to 25 to 30. It is what it is. I do have a bid down here at 25, which I like much, much better. Looks like it's range bound for now in Uber. Brennan, what's up?
XPEV, we talked about XPENG as the company. Just broke 25 here. Big volume spike at 25 there. That is all-time highs for XPEV, guys. Now 13.5%.
Okay, XPEV, we're going to get out. We just took some Twitter out there. We're noticing that the market wants to rip to the high side. NEO comes back from the dead a little bit. We don't get out of this one. We still have that 10%, so let's see if that goes to the high side now again. Okay, small position. I told you this would not be a big position. I heard Neil there. I actually went and refilled the coffee. I saw some comments there that it was not as cold today. Agreed, but it's still a little chilly, so I am using this to warm ye old hands there. I'm going to use the bottom of this this candle here to get out, just where we came from, 39.30. So if DraftKings doesn't go, we're long at 50 right here. So I still think it goes, but we're going to give it not too far. Actually, you know what? We'll just go to this bottom wick, 25. Let's play the even 25 there on that one if we can get it. Twitter, we just took profit on it, but I'm going to hold the rest now and just make sure, yes. No, we'll short some more at 50. That's fine. And then we'll buy some down there. Good. Okay, so we're going to hold on to our Twitter right now, short 40.95. Neo's in the money, 15 cents. And new position alert. I like to hit the siren when we have that because I know there's a lot of traders out there that are waiting for us to make new positions. So there we go. New position alert on DraftKings long 39.53.
Yeah, and here comes 41s on Uber. So we'll go with, I don't know, whatever. I'm going to go Superman because I haven't hit that one today. But a bit of a dip buy here. I'm going to hold the rest of these shares for the break of 41 even, but I'm going to lock in some of that profit as we get about a 40-cent win like we talked about. I wanted that. That's a range I really wanted. Got it in too early. That's a bit of a mistake, but we did wait patiently for a bit of a better price down at the bottom. I think we can get back up on a break of 41, in and around 41.50 before maybe testing that high. I don't know if the market has enough juice to break out through 42, but certainly I will not be displeased with $1 on a retracement play on Uber. That's the last third that I will take out for about a buck win, but you got to break 41 first. If it does dip back out in, I'll take the lower end of the range. You're getting close to lunchtime where you can start to be range bound in your trading, so I wouldn't hesitate to jump back in and buy some 40, 25s. You can see my bid still firmly in there. DRAD, yeah, it's getting a little hairy. I don't know. What do you want to call it here? It does make another test at the top. It holds. I didn't want to just keep on averaging in front of 335. I want to make sure it makes a hard test and fails. Then I'll grab the rollover. Now, if it costs me 5-10 cents in price and I'm more sort of confident with the actual entry point and the direction, I'd rather have that than get the perfect price and you're standing in front of a freight train when it runs you over. So I don't care if I don't get 32s or 33s in front of a 335 area. I'd much rather be correct than have the perfect entry point. So this one looking relatively strong. Volume tapering off a little bit as it's starting to come back in. So level might hold.
Yeah, the one thing we're not worried about is levels holding because look at DraftKings, guys. 20 cents now in the money. That's a banger. So we hit the cowbell for that. Twitter, though, right now falling down a little bit here. Melting up a little bit. Where was our out going to be on Twitter? I actually don't remember. As I look here, I thought I had a stop order in, but I guess I do not. New position alert as well. Baba taking out the top. We are long into that one. We are going to do a little bit more work here on Twitter just to see how far can we let this one go. And I think we might have, yeah, we missed it already. So 41.25 upside. That's where we stopped. So we're going to go 41.25. This one could be a loser, Twitter. But right now, guys, Baba, big one. We're long at 292.20. We're breaking out right now on Alibaba. So big time trade. Get out. Let's get out of a third right now for 40, 50 cent winner now on Alibaba and then hold the rest. Alibaba mooning right here.
Brennan, what's up there, buddy?
Still a great day for Twilio as well, but volume worth mentioning on Twilio a little bit lower than the rest of these stocks today. 6.5% nevertheless. 300 right above us here. Having a little bit of a problem with 300, guys.
Well, this isn't going to age well. Let's look at a 15-minute chart of Neo. It's going to look pretty cool catching the bottom here, but what's not cool is getting out in front of the high and then missing the breakout. So one of the reasons you get out in front of the high is because there's a separate breakout trade through 37.80. Yeah, you're not going to see the execution there because I missed it. So Neo, there seems to be no stopping this puppy. It's going to go off to the races. So as much as I'm going to be up on it, wow, a bit of a missed opportunity there. And that, yeah, you see me shaking the head. That's why. It didn't run out of steam at all. Maybe it gets to $40 today. And I feel like 40 even is a place where I'm going to be almost obligated to take a shot. If I see size at like 40 and we're $1 higher than this, oh my goodness, I'm going to try and short this thing. Maybe to my chagrin, but who knows. We're a bit of ways away from it here. I would still at least look at a VWAP retracement for a bit of a dip buy, but that's a long ways away from here. Neo, super strong as always.
Neo, man, we're 40 cents in the money, so that's a chicken dinner winner for Neo today for sure. Look at Alibaba, man. Same kind of a trade, 80 cents in the money there. And I just noticed that it goes up to 293 and stops. And then I noticed yesterday, midday, that was the high. So we're going to try to get out here as the market's coming back down. Here's my Neo, man, day's high, and we still got this. So we're going to hold that on. And then DraftKings, look at this stock. You want to talk about a nice little trade again off of VWAP here. 53s, out 65s, out out 75s. DraftKings still going to the high side. My number one stock, I mean, I have a whole bunch of stocks that could be number one today, but I really like the way DraftKings traded out, so I'm going to call that one the number one stock. But realistically, man, no losers on NEO. Bang to the upside in an early long here as well. We're ready for Brendan again. Wow, busy guy here today. 10:51. This show is flying. Let's go to Brendan.
10:50, yeah, almost 11 o'clock, guys. We'll have a look at some of the currency markets this morning. I threw up the Canadian dollar versus the USD on this chart because look, this is a 10-minute chart. So just going back to the overnight kind of session here, look at the range on this: 76.3, 75.2, full penny range in that very volatile overnight session. It's worth mentioning a lot of these kind of looking like the equity markets today. They tested higher, they tested lower, they've come kind of back into the middle of the range now with still no results to go to the bank on for the election. So the US dollar was initially very strong. We came all the way back and then some and went into a pretty deep nosedive here that saw these things go higher, but we're kind of right back to the middle. So not a lot going on as far as the numbers are concerned. The euro barely changed here, 117, kind of to the downside. You can see the Canadian dollar holding 76 cents, kind of a little bit negative. 0.5% to the downside for the British pound. We have Japanese yen, Swiss franc higher on the day. Australia and New Zealand both lower on the session now. And Bitcoin and Ethereum both in positive territory. Been watching Bitcoin a little bit as well. 13,900 seems to be a little bit of a support area for now. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you very much, Brendan. Looks like maybe, just maybe, we got the roll in DRAD. I talked about trying to be patient. I did. Last entry point here, not going to get as much as I want. But if you're going to wait for the real test to the upside and see a real failure, I waited for it to make a second push that failed to get to that 335 mark. Once I saw that turn, I jumped in when it broke 330, but couldn't even get a full fill there at 29. Now it's starting to come back southbound. Once it breaks VWAP, I'm going to start getting out in front of the morning support. That's 3 to 310. It's been that all morning. I want to have at least 20% of my position still in the event that 3 breaks, because this was a $2.50 stock yesterday. Obviously, you look at the daily chart there, I do expect there's going to be some definite support down at that price. You can see it on the daily. It's not nearly as beaten up as some of the other retracement plays will make. I think that's why you're seeing that bid at 3. But if 3 goes, 250 next leg down, I'm only going to have a small amount left because of the hard support you see on that daily, guys.
You know, you always say you feel bad for beating up on stocks, but yeah, don't, because we're beating up on some longs here too. NEO right now, 37.29 in long again, 38.04. Yeah, guys, this is a 70-cent winner here on NEO. So talk about one Chinese stock over to the other. Check out this guy right here, Alibaba. Long, 292. Hello. We're all the way to 293, out of third. We just took that out for $1 right there, 296 there. So that's $1 win. Sorry, we're long at 20s. We took the break through 292 and got slipped 20 cents. So that's okay, whatever. So that's 292, nice little 80-cent win there, followed by a 60 cents. So 60 cents first spot, 80 cents the next. Now we'll wait to see what Balbo wants to do to the high side. We still in it, guys. So that's a good trade. DraftKings bouncing around doing nothing. We're going to hold on to that one and wait to see what it does. Twitter, though, does come back down. We're taking some profits on that one. I'm trying to hold Twitter just in case this market does fall. It's a weak name. 41.25 is our out there on Twitter. The market going nuts, guys. 4.5%. We may take out this top of 11,800 on NASDAQ.
Yeah, and the ES creeping up as well. It's only 3%. Of course, this is being led by some of those tech names. It goes without saying. Understand what's going on here in the markets. It is a bit of a divergence. We've seen it in the past. Tech leading the way, to be sure. I do want to go back over to just the EV space, and I haven't touched XPeng here, XPEV, the ticker symbol. But wowzers, it is still going. At some point, I do feel like, and we talked about this, that $25 high, and we mentioned that earlier on in the week. If it does make a bit of a turn, I think shorting a re-break through the previous high is a little bit better than try to pick out where it's going to make a turn. So I don't know where it's going to be. But if it holds like below 26 and then breaks down back below 25 even, I think that's the place I would look to be going short in this name. I haven't touched it today. But it could form into a bit of a trade a little bit later on in the session, maybe even in the afternoon on a pullback in XPeng. That's what I'm going to be waiting for. Uber comes all the way back to around my entry price. It's just still holding around VWAP here. I did take more out in front of 41. Not the best exit because I did get it at 80s instead of 90s. Failure to break and hold above 41 even. Not the most bullish sign in the world. The market's making another push to the top, and Uber's pulling back anyways. It does feel like we're at least at a minimum going to have to stop going long in front of 40. If it breaks 40, I'm done with the long here in Uber. If it breaks 41, I'm out anyways on the northbound side of that. So it got very binary for me very quickly in this Uber trade.
Yeah, I mean, with the news there, Uber has continued to be spicy today. We've already traded that. We'll hit and run that stock. We'll come back to it, though. Neil's trading it, so we'll leave that with him right now. The one thing that we're trading right now, and that's just cash money, as I got Uber on my mind. As BABA right now, a smooth dollar upside right here. And yeah, we're loving this stock. It just keeps on motoring to the high side. Alibaba on China news today, obviously with the election. China's going to move, and that is what it is. So right now, BABA upside there. We've been waiting for this all day, and it finally breaks this high of the pre-market. 292, and we took it, and there it is, a nice little $1.20 plus win for you now on Alibaba. Take it out if you want. We've already gotten out a third. I'm going to hold the last third, see if we can't home run this thing like crazy. DraftKings back into the money, so ho-hum there. No surprise. I just kind of think that DraftKings is going to continue to be a home run for us as well. Sorry, that's GBTC. Where's DraftKings? There it is, up to 58. So kind of not doing much, but I do like DraftKings here. Let's hold it back to 40, 50. See if we get that run.
And one other name which is going absolutely crazy, Candy. I mean, Candy's up 30% as you can see here. Breaking through this 875 area on the daily chart, taking out 9 very, very briefly a second ago. Let's look out for this level here. It's going to stand out like a sore thumb. $11, just a little bit shy of that. Bit of a double top. Of course, it went crazier. A bit of a spike here going back into July. But man, if we get to $11 and roll over, definitely going to be jumping into a short on KNDI. If we get there first, we're a couple of dollars away. But if we do see that price, very likely we've halted at least once going into it. So do watch out for volatility halts if you don't want to be caught in one. When 9 breaks, have an exit point if you are long trading in KNDI right now. There was one when it initially popped. But now it's gone another $1.50 almost without a volatility halt. If it does hold above here and you go to $10, I would anticipate we're going to see one. Like I said over in DRAD, got to be very, very particular about these shorts here. So it's making another run to the top. I'm not going to add to my position. I'm only shorting more if it continues to roll over. I do have room to add here, but it's got to roll over closer to 335, and I'm only taking on the way down, not on the way up. If it breaks 335 and holds above, catches a bit above that price, it could get very, very interesting really quickly for anyone bullish. Next levels to the upside you got to watch. Literally like $3.85 to like $4 would be the next key area that I'd be watching. That's why I don't want to hold a 335 break. Could get nasty for the short side trade.
Get nasty real quick on all of these stocks. Daryl, I see you in there, buddy, and I hope I just answered you okay. Yes, we did reload DraftKings. We reloaded it at 39.50 there. Still the same position. Breaks a little bit through VWAP. We get out at 41, so that was a 10-cent loss, but these are a couple 25-cent wins. So we're going to hold that and see if it wants to go back to the upside. But our Alibaba, man, I mean, this one is the one right now. Let's do something that we haven't done today. Let's do the backflip for you on Alibaba, man. This is a $2 winner right now. Still making moves to the upside goes Alibaba. 294. I think there's more and more room to run here as we go back a couple days. 292 was the high there. Back a couple days ago, 293. We saw what happened with Ant Group. Baba can go flying, man. Baba can go to 300 today. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it could happen. So I'm going to hold on to Alibaba as long as I can, guys. NEO, 80 cents in the money as well as that. Let's go back to the day. As that continues to be days high, we did reload on a 38 break. So NEO loaded up there, loaded up here. And yeah, El Profito coming in to your boys' pockets today. I hope it's been a good one for everybody. I did tweet out there. Let me know on Twitter how you guys are doing. Oh, before we go though, I do got a big shout out. I saw I think it was Manny with it today. Great job learning so much. Matthew Henson, mission accomplished. Thank you so much for that one, guys. And thank you to everybody on here, guys. You love Baba just like we do, guys. Daryl, what up, my friend? Good guest of the day. You were. Daryl, how's CCL? Baba now $2.50 in the money as we just continue to run the high side in this stock. What's up, B or V?
Hey guys! European shares are in positive territory today. Russian market is closed for uni today. France is up 2.22%, Germany is up 1.63%, and Britain is up 1.38%. Marks and Spencer is up more than 5%, despite reporting the first loss in 94 years as it's a publicly listed company. Back to traders.
Having a quick look over at Cassava Sciences once again. Sometimes your best trade of the day isn't one that you won on, but it's a loss that you avoided, and that's going to be the case for me. I didn't love that 10 even break. I did take it because I thought there'd be a bigger flush, but it had to break 980. I thought I could fade into it, and then 980 would break, and it would be a fantastic momentum play. It was going sideways when there's some better names. Now it's made at least a somewhat of a test of the high. Worth noting this 1095 11 top. 1130 also a significant level on Cassava Sciences, so you want to watch out just in case it takes up the high. There is some room before I would be ultimately giving up on the short trade in front of it. If it does roll over, now it's at least made a bit of a test. I'd prefer it if it went all the way to 11 even, so I'm staying away from this because only the best setups for me, and I feel like I'm already in one that's very similar in DRAD. DRAD, it does continue to make its run towards the top. It's done good volume. As volume is tapering off, good sign, but it's holding VWAP, not the best sign in the world. Once it breaks, that's when I'm going to start taking profit, and I'm not going to hold it. If it breaks the top, there's so much room to the next level upside that I'm not going to be too stubborn with this name. That's why we're taking profits in front of 3 and not going to hold too far past 335, guys.
All right, guys, let's celebrate good times like Cool and the Gang and throw out some hot dogs, everybody. There we go. Nice little 56-cent win and out there of Neo. So just don't want to hold this thing all the way back down. A big win there for Neo as we get out at 56 there. So just to let you know, I'm in at 38, out at 38.56. It does go as high as 38.90 there. Wow, this stock is insane, guys. 38.90 to the high side there goes Neo. So watch out for that if you're still in that one. You may want to, I don't know, hold it, or I just think we can regroup and maybe get long again on the downside there for Neo. So we'll watch that. Twitter, I have this name, and we're short at 41.02. We're giving it to 41.25. I think on a pullback down, though, we might have a decent win coming up right now on Twitter. So be patient with this one, especially if the futures roll over. I'm going to give Twitter a shot here, guys. What's up, Beep?
Some of these semiconductors, microchip makers, still in positive territory in a big way. AMD, obviously the big one here, just coming back into $80. Big level for AMD, that $80 level. Watch Micron, though. Doesn't look quite as good. As you can see, $51 here was support initially. If we get back down to 51, we'll see what happens. But AMD, Goldman upgrade, obviously leading the group so far, guys.
Yeah, another one that might be rolling over, at least in the chip space, if you want to beat up. If it's AMD up, it could be Intel down. 45.50 looks like it could be a break, or just take it at VWAP. But it resisted hard at the pre-market top right at 46. It's starting to come back in. If the market's making a top and you want to short something in the space, I wouldn't mind Intel alongside of Micron. But I just wanted to go back over to a bit of a neglected name, and apologies, Lordstown. We were talking about Lordstown a little bit earlier in the session. It does make successive highs in front of at the top of the day here, and then there is the breakdown right through VWAP. I was looking for a retracement at some point in this name, but there was a better consolidation just a few minutes ago, and it just broke to the downside. So look, ultimately you might have missed this trade. If it does come back in a hold below 18, maybe give a little sideways action at a better price than where it's at right now, I would consider the short. But when you miss it, let's not chase too far here on ride. Sometimes it's going to happen to you. So many profitable stocks today. Stick to what's on the watch list. And if you don't get our watch list, I don't know why. It is free. Hard to keep track of all of these names and all these opportunities if you don't have a foundation here. Speaking of a foundation, I think Uber has one if it can make a bounce off of this VWAP. But it is testing the bottom again. I'm not adding to this position after the failure twice at 41. It either breaks 41 and we get a nice dollar winner, or it breaks down. And I'll start thinking about shorting for the first time in Uber, guys. So I haven't gone short yet in Uber, but if it does break 40, I'll start thinking about shorting below VWAP in terms of a momentum retracement type play. Want to jump back over to one other name here. And we've talked a bit about the cannabis space. Twilio making some moves to the downside. It's not. I thought it dipped into short sell restricted territory, so it's down 8.5%, but I think it's going to be short sell restricted. That just means you can't hit that bid. It looks to me like this pre-market flush level, 620, It tried to get back up here on a retrace. That's going to be the key price. If it does want to try to fill the gap, could be a break at 620 to the upside if it does try to get through there. I'm not touching it just yet. It would have to get some volume on the bid to make me want to take even some kind of a long trade in Tilray. But 620 does look pretty interesting, guys.
I'm going to put this on Twitter, but here's a picture my wife just sent me. Because of the quality, you can probably tell which one is me and which one is my kid. But I think similar noses, similar eyes there. I don't think there's any doubt that this... Yeah, thank you, Rob. Very, very sweet. But, you know, he's a handsome kid, and that's for sure. So that's me and my man. So there you go. Thank you to my lovely... Pardon me? Nice hair, yeah, be quiet.
That's 80s hair right there.
Yeah. I was always actually telling my mom, like, why did I never get a haircut, or why did nothing ever get done there? So I'll be putting that up on Twitter. Thank you so much to the wife for sending that. Obviously means a lot to me there. So, okay, Twitter right now, we've built in, man, to this position. I do believe in this, especially if the market fades through here. Let's take Twitter to the downside. We're loaded up right now. We're going to give it only to 41, 15, or 16 there. So that's how you know we have a decent amount of shares. We're not giving it much room, guys, Twitter.
You know what? This is a good point. I feel like we should have mentioned this already here, Sean, but a lot of times at the end of it's Wednesday, of course, election day. I know everyone's going to be busy thinking about the results and whatnot. So we're not going to be doing our educational 1 hour shooting live. That'll be done tomorrow. So do check us back out post show at 1 o'clock tomorrow, not today. I know some of you guys look forward to that. Just a bit of a change. Obviously, it's active today. We were all up a lot earlier preparing for Election Day. That's why I want to make sure we're fresh and we do a good job with our educational content on Thursday. So do check that out for tomorrow. Brendan, what's up, bud?
VTV Therapeutics, one we've traded on the show before. VTVT on the NASDAQ, just about to go positive here. Had some trial data for a drug that they're working on for diabetes that came out bad this morning. But back to the upside here. We're about to go positive. Watch 180 here for VTVT, guys.
Okay, VTVT. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to watch out for everything right now as the market just keeps on making moves here, and it looks like we are coming back to the downside. So we do have our Twitter targets. We're going to try to get some out here at 97. That'd be pretty sweet if that does happen. So here we go, bidding some out here at 97. Let's see if we can get that on Twitter. Good little, there, did we just get filled there? No, we did not. So we're waiting, bidding 97. Come on, hit us right here off of a short 05. So I think we can get that. I'm on a gateway where I get paid, so I need to wait for that to clear out there, and then we'll take those shares out. There it goes. Nice little trade there. Out. Short 02s, out some at 97. Let's hold the rest just in case this party is over with now on this futures. So we're going to watch out for this one. Coming back to the downside now, if it breaks, I do like Twitter the best out of all these ideas here that I'm short now. Twitter. So Twitter short, DraftKings still long and just doing nothing. I'm only going to give it to this break right here, 39.20, but it's a light position for us. And I've told you that our big one was back here. So we're light right now on DraftKings, but we are long, 39.50, giving it only to 39.20. Watching these futures, guys. Loving what's happening right now, though. 10 plus pennies on my biggest position on Twitter today.
And I'm going to go with timber action. Waited patiently for this rollover. It's tricky when something like a DRAD does test that top, and you know it could get ugly if it breaks up, squeezing a lot of shorts. So we waited patiently for the rollover here. Now that it broke view up, like I said, I'll start taking profits out. 15s, I got some bids all the way down to that support level at 3 even. And if that breaks, like we mentioned, 250, hard support on this stock for weeks and months. Uber, on the other hand, I told you this was going to get binary. And that means there's 2 slides to the switch, and one of them is off. If we break this little bottom of the range, we're out, guys. It'll still be a winning trade because we took profit at the top end, just not the home run. If it can't take 41s, someone in the chat, I saw you that you're shorting, so congratulations. I am kaput when we break the bottom of this at about 40.10. I'll walk away from it, and I'll be cheering for your short trade to work out there. Apologies for not getting the name. Chat moving pretty fast on us here today. Brendan, what's up, bud?
These pharmaceutical names, wow, is all you can say. What impressive moves we've seen today. I was talking about Eli Lilly when it was way back here, 143.50. We're now at 148 on LLY, almost 13% for LLY, guys.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talked about that earlier, so I'm going to put that poll there. Or not a poll, I just tweeted out that picture in case you guys were looking at that. Yeah, Eli Lilly going nuts today. We talked about that before, as well as AbbVie. AbbVie, my favorite name here because of the dividend. Eli Lilly also. Oh, I'm long AstraZeneca. as well. Let's see what that's doing today. AstraZeneca, I think it's in the 52 or 53 is where I'm long. 55, okay. Yeah, I don't love these vaccine names, but a nice little bump up today. Might be time to get out of some of these names here, including AstraZeneca. There's been a big bump now. I'm even wondering about JP Morgan in this environment with a lot of uncertainty. Very surprised that we bounced off of 99 downside. So I do like some of these going through here. JP Morgan, I'm really, really happy with Twitter. Although some of our outs down here, 95s, were good. I still think we could go lower, man, especially if these futures crash. So that's my big position right now. And it's not huge, but it's on Twitter. And we're looking for it to break high side through 41.15. That'll be the out.
And the guys in the chat here, our production crew is having a little bit of fun trying to make everyone crack up. And if Brendan was here, he wouldn't laugh, but you're kind of getting me. I'm looking at this XPeng here, XPEV, of course, starting its rollover. I kind of said I wasn't really super confident until it broke 25 to the downside, but it did make a 26 break. So it has put in a bit of a failed breakout through an even dollar price that's put in a high at 26.30. If it fails to trade through the high again, you might see consolidation lower, and then suddenly a 26 short would make sense through the high of the day. The risk reward would be pretty fantastic on that type of a trade. So, it's that time of day where I start thinking about that type of a play. Going to put it on here in XPeng, but it has to hold the bottom. Hold the top. If it breaks this upside 26.30 before going back below 26, no trade on. If it comes southbound, I'm short 26. 26.30 is my out, and hopefully we get back down to the 25 even, guys.
Yeah, I don't know what these guys are laughing at. I'm sure it's pretty hilarious. We'll find out soon about it, hopefully. Okay, Twitter. Look, I mean, the market I thought was going to come down here, and I was like, okay, Twitter's going to be the one that we need to short, right? But no, it just takes out the top there on Twitter. We reversed to a small long here because we did get out of some of our shares. So it's a long now, and obviously, not just because we are long, but I do think that Twitter has some potential here because it was so weak and the market was giving off. Twitter now making some moves back to the long side here. So 41.20, if we could break above that, we'll take a little more long, but we are long right now, 41.16. So that idea didn't work great for us. It worked fine, but not great on that short. Again, Twitter there, our only negative stock off of that move. But here we go. Now getting long 41.16, and there's the breakthrough 41.20. Here we go, back upside now, another 7 cents, and then it just fades right back down. I don't know about this Twitter, guys. Blow off top there. Let's see if it wants to continue back to VWAP 41.35. Let's take some out at that very high 41.23 if we can get it again.
And I just want to come back to Cassava Sciences. I said be patient. I wasn't looking for the short just yet, but watch a couple of levels. I mean, when it's gone parabolic upside, there was an 11.25 area before. You do have this test back up to like 12.70. So a couple of things need to happen before I start thinking about shorting it. I did have 1 3-penny loss in the short side trade, which thankfully we did take that. It looks like we're testing the high at 11 even. If it does roll over here, not a bad place. I do think if it breaks 11, I just showed you the reasons why it could be another 25 to 30 cents before the real test is put in. So try to be patient with Cassava Sciences. It looks like XPEV, I'll go ahead and cancel my stop order. Why? Because I had one rule for getting into that short at 26. It had to not take out the top, and that's exactly what it's done. The move is not over on XPeng. Looks like it's going to the moon as well. 20% almost now to the upside. I don't know where this thing is going to stop when it does. Yeah, I am going to try to short it at some point. I just feel like it's gotten a little bit out of hand. One short that is working for us, it's DARD. I'm going old school for you guys. If Sean's going to show you pictures from the 80s, I'm going to give you a disco ball. And why not? I'm not saying that we're both born in the disco era. We're not too far away from it, if you got to be honest about it. Here comes DRAD down into those low teens. You got to take profit in front of 3 even. It's very, very important. There's been buying all morning long between 3 and 310. That's why you see once it broke VWAP, I'm going to start scaling out of this. Got to be happy with some 15, 20 cent wins. I do think we can get more, but 3 even has to break. I'll only have 20% of my position in the event that it does. The stronger the stock, the more willing I am to take profits a little bit shy of the monster percentage win, guys. So maybe you can use a few more shares if you're happy with that. I do think you look at the chart like this and look at how long it's held this 250-ish area on the daily chart. Not the same as all of the other retracement plays we do. That's why you got to be aggressive taking some of that profit when you do see buyers step up in a relatively strong name for this sort of a gap up and retrace play.
All right, I'm just saying, someone thought that they tweeted at me and thought that one was me and one was Brendan there on those pictures. So that was pretty funny. Okay, we did get more shares
Cocaine's a
here
hell of a drug.
on Twitter. So breaking through 41.25, we got some more, and then we got some out there in the 30s. So now we'll wait to see Twitter making high side moves, but watch out, the future's now breaking down. So we are very, very cautious of this. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day, guys. Big time trading happening here. Look at the out on Alibaba, almost a perfect out, 293.80 we talked about, or 88 or 89, something like that. Good out there for $1.50 on the win, $1.70 on the win. Uber still riding high as well. Neo just keeps on going, man. We got out and thought we were doing pretty good right there, but it takes a move to 39 even. What's up, B. Rendon?
One from the financial group, guys. AGNC, a little real estate investment trust, having quite the day here. 1.8%. Nice little look here from $14 up to $14.20 now. Top end of the range. If we can get above this $14.25 finally, it's been stuck in this range for quite some time. Might get a decent move, but a couple of upgrades on AGNC, guys.
Yet another name, but one that Brendan gave to us very, very quickly here was the Biogen News. Look, this stock, I mean, it's going to look fantastic here for in terms of growth for a short, but watch how you had to have a bit of an out. Take the profit and run. Certainly, I looked at this previous retracement level, and it was right here at about 313. There was one of the breakouts. That's why you're going to see me get out of my short here. This is a daily chart, so you can see. You want to make sure you have a look at that higher time frame. It also points to this. 375. I'm not saying we can get there again, but 364 was that rollover. It got very ridiculous here. I mean, Biogen at one point was up 50% on the day here on the session before turning over in 375. Is that top end that I never thought there was any chance we got to. Looks like that's the turnover. I don't know about you, but it's certainly been a hot one today in the markets. Maybe not so much in the office because I'm still doing this every now and then. But one thing I have not seen, stocks are going to the moon. Valeria is not moonwalking in her astronaut suit unless we get to 2,000 likes. So here comes the big question for you. It's past 11 o'clock. I'll be disappointed if we're not getting close. Valeria, do we see you dance in an astronaut suit?
No, Neil, we're just at 1,100 of likes. Dear viewers, if for some reason you forgot to like this video, here I am to remind you. Please smash the like button right now. Take it away.
Smash it. Don't break the like button. Don't break anything on your keyboards. Why? Because trading is important, and you can't do it without some good hardware. And that's look. It's kind of funny I should say this, but when I started trading, and you remember this, Sean, people used to actually break keyboards every now and then. I don't know what it is about people's dispositions, but it hasn't happened on this trading floor in like a decade. And it used to be. I saw someone put a hand through a wall one time. I don't know whether people are just more calm or. Who knows? Whatever it is, I feel like people are a little more level-headed, and that's a good thing when it comes to trading. Because if you break your keyboard in the middle of a trade, guess what happens? Now you can't make the next one until you set a new one up. Speaking of the next trade, it's going to be X-Peng for me to the short side. It's just a matter of when. It's still going strong upside here. I just can't. I can't buy something like this this late. It's going crazy here. It's up 20%. The retracement's got to come, and I'm just waiting very, very patiently when it does happen. And I thought it might be through that 26. Wasn't quite weak enough for me to take that short. Never met my conditions. Now waiting to see 27.50 maybe. I hesitate to say it, but if it halts to the upside, that is probably going to be the best entry point. A halt up volatility-wise, and then failing to break higher when it reopens, that's probably going to be the best looking short at this point because there's no levels up here on Xpeng.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we're sitting here still watching Twitter, like the market blowing up now a little bit, and Twitter having problems with VWAP, so we're going to watch out for that. We still have some downside targets, but we are long. Twitter at 25. Also, guys, hopefully you've been patient with me today with DraftKings. We gave you some targets, never filled downside, so now we come back to the upside right now, and we notice that, we're long 53s, and now we're in the money another 20 cents on this one. So we were only giving this to a break of 20, and thank God we didn't get out there as it only goes down to 21, or maybe it was 15. I'll have to look at the stop order. So now we can watch this thing go backside now. Our best out 75s. I think we have a chance to break that now that we're up here. So let's put an order maybe around here What is this? This is 82. So, all right, we'll get a 79 or so to come out there if we can on that one. So we'll watch the DraftKings now. A nice little 20-cent win, so really happy with that stock, needless to say. And we're getting happier with Twitter as it's now 41.32. So we'll look to get some out there, 41.32 if we can, and then we'll let the rest ride here high on Twitter, guys. I don't have any LFT, and you guys know what LFT means. It's lost from top, and right now we're at the highest spot we've been at all day. Jinx on that one. Hopefully you don't have a loser now. What's up, Beep?
We've looked at DraftKings a couple of times. Just saw this one, Penn National, just popping up on a volume scanner through $60 once again. Back to the upside. Big volume spike there for Penn, guys. 7% on the day.
Hells yeah. So let's get going there on DraftKings, man. And we need 7% on Penn. We only got 6 on DKNG. Come on, Dave Portnoy. Big up DraftKings instead of your own Penn stock there. We'll see if it's going up there. 39.80 is where I got the order at. So maybe a little bit less than that, just in case someone picks that off. So we're going to be around 39.70x there and see if we get some out on DraftKings on a little bit of a push up. Come on, Twitter. You can do it. Going to the high side right now. Nice little 10-cent win here as well.
Part of why I'm going to like looking at 27.50 next on XPeng here, just psychologically, 10% from the actual IPO open high, which was literally at 25, was the top. The other thing it's going to give you is with a close down around 22, it's almost like a clean $5 in the money from anyone holding overnight. And if you look a little bit closer at this little breakout here at 23 even, it's right in that range. I mean, it's about 460. That'll give you 20% from there. So some nice even round numbers for profit taking, whether it's the breakout through 23, whether it's 10% from holding the bag at the high of the day on the IPO open. Lots of reasons why it could be 27.50. That's the level I'll try to defend. Maybe 30 happens, but I'll probably have taken a shot already. If it even has any kind of return at 27.50, XPeng just going crazy, but it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when I'm going to short this stock, guys.
Okay, yeah, I'm just making sure that everything is kosher on my side because, yeah, we're rocking this market today, man, and just crushing it. Twitter hopefully going to the high side now as the futures still make moves. Apple's been a big stock for me today. AAPL still going upside here. 114.40 now. Apple bouncing around VWAP here. My best trade down here and out, almost a perfect one. Oh, you know what? This brings us to something that we could do right now. Why not talk a little bit about fruit salad as I'm running out of energy now. Hey, Valeria, how's it going? Nice to see you. There, you can see, I can see. There, wave. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, okay. Today's fruit salad brought to you by grapes. We got some purple ones in here. We've got some strawberries. We've got some blueberries. We're loving that here. So we're going to have a strawberry to go here, get some energy back. My throat's kind of going here, so we will watch that. And there goes Apple. There goes Twitter. There goes DraftKings. Big time wins here today. Cheers for anybody enjoying fruit salad with me. Let's go.
What's up,
Brandon? What's up?
Neo going as well, guys, but Lee Auto, yeah, here it goes. Finally, it was lagging a little bit, but just taking out day highs here for Lee Auto, 27.50, guys.
Bullish signs to the upside, and I'm going to show you, look, we can't say enough. Obviously, if you like the production quality around here, it's because we have a fantastic team, and we like to highlight and thank them for all that they do. A particular shout out to my main man, Lucas, who I don't know why he's trying to crack us up with us in the chat, but there he is. He looks like he's 5 years old in this picture. Yeah, he's grown up now, but obviously, look, all seriousness aside, fantastic job these guys do. XPeng looks like it's stalling out. 26.98 is the current high. I like 27.50. I gave you the reasons why. But it might turn shy of that at some point. Look, like I said, I'm going to take a shot here. If it has to be a little bit early for rollover at 27 even, it might just have to be that. 27.50 is ideal. A halt is ideal. But I'm not missing this one when it starts to go to the downside. XPeng looks like it's going to be too good to be true. Neil dragging some of these stocks up. I just don't think it goes up forever. Neil, best of breed. XPeng, second fiddle.
Yeah. And now, Neil, now you have to dig into that account and get a picture of yourself now. Throwing Lucas there. So let's find a picture of Neil, guys, and we'll get him up there as well.
Good luck with that.
Okay, the market making moves. We just took some out on Facebook, on Twitter here, off of a big run right now, guys. 41.27 here. Good one, guys. Up to 40. We were looking short. We reversed to the long on the break, and now we're getting out above VWAP. So, hey, guys, from a negative stock to positive quickly there is Twitter. Mickey moved to the high side right there. So stay tuned. We'll get a picture of Neil soon. Brandon, what's up, bud?
Another catalyst, guys, just realized once again for Alibaba, another day high here through 294. Earnings tomorrow for Alibaba, guys.
Damn it, we got out of that for a $3 winner, but we'll still take it. What's up? Still going to enjoy this fruit salad here, guys. Cantaloupe, pretty good today. Cantaloupe.
I love cantaloupe. One of my favorite melons, the best melon. It's 27. It looks like it might be. It just tested another time. I told you guys 98 was the top a couple of seconds ago. Now 27 even is the top. So if I can take a shot that'll have this little growth risk, I'm short here. I've managed to pick up 88s. I'm literally risking 15 pennies depending on slippage. It might be more than that, 25 max. And man, if we can come back even to like 26.30, which was a previous breakout price just maybe like 20, 30 minutes ago, I'll be very happy with starting to take some profit out once we break 50 to 30, ideally down back to like 25.50 or so on this retracement play. Maybe it was going to be 27.50, but it just felt like it was too good to be true on this short trade. And like I said, it was only a matter of when, not if. I would be shorting an XPeng here, guys. XPEV, 88, new position alert here. DRAD still working to the short side. I don't really have any longs, but it is worth noting what the market is doing. Triple top on the ES. If that breaks, you probably want to have something to the long side. I don't really have anything yet. It's just the shorts, and now working in the money on XPeng. Here we go, baby. I'm looking 26.50 for my first out, then 30s, and then hopefully we can get like $1.50 down at 25.5.
$1.50, be pretty sweet on any trade there, especially XPEV. We're taking more out here as it looks like it may want to crack through VWAP here as the market coming back down. So we do get out there of some of the Twitter. Oh, yeah, we just took some out at 35. It's up to 36. Okay, no big deal there. I think the retracement could be in. I thought I did have some orders there for AMD on the downside. We will look at that in a minute. I got to cancel this Alibaba trade. And, I saw some chat here about Alibaba thanking us for this trade. You're welcome. I really hope you guys had 292 or even lower down here. Alibaba, bang, 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 and there it is, out 294. So a nice $2 winner. I said $3 before. It's a $2 winner there. It would now be $3 up to 295. So good trade there on Alibaba. I hope you guys have that. And again, thank you for the kind words there in the chat. We can go here and I can update the Vegas odds here. Why not do that? It's 11:27 now. Actually, I'll do that in a minute. Right now, the site taking a minute to load there just to see what's happening with the market, if there's any reasons right now. But look, it's choppy, man. It's choppy. Like, we get up here, high side 11,800. We talked about that. Neil talked about a triple top in the ES. It's very similar here to NASDAQ 1, 2, we can call this 3, and then we'll look for this to break. So we're going to find some stocks that have similar setups to this. I do think we could pull back very soon here.
Yeah, and I don't want to jinx this one here, but I just had to get in the chat, guys. Look, obviously it's going to look like a great entry, risk to reward, but let's be realistic about this on XPeng. It might have only risked 15 to 20 cents, so I'm going to take a little bit of a leg out here for about a 35-cent winner. If I took it all out, risk to reward okay, but it's not even a big success unless you really retest to like 25.50 to 26. That's the move at some point you're really looking to dig in for. If you wait patiently the whole way, you're looking for something a little bit bigger than that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with risking 15 to 20 cents to make 35. That's a great trade. Go ahead and take it. But I really do believe we should be testing this area here. That last breakout, 26.30, the pullback range of 25.63. That's the range I want to get out. That's a deeper pullback that I want to be playing with here. So hopefully we get a further test. I only have a quarter of the position out. I'd like it to go further. In the event it takes out 27, I'll still be slightly up on the stock, and then hoping for that 27.50, which would be the golden rule there, the golden level. Unfortunately, past that, you're probably talking about $30. So don't dig in too deeply here to the short. It looks like finally the turn has come. I do want to take you guys back, if I can, to one other short trade, which it's nice to have some of these mixed into your trading, guys. WWR. Thank goodness. It just continues to slide southbound here with no worries in sight. About to test a low again, and I'll be all out in front of $4. I literally tasked Sean to this one because anybody that knows me knows that I don't really even use Facebook. If my brother was here, he'd have young pictures of me. I'd literally have to ask him. I have nothing to show you guys. If I did have it on my phone, I would throw something up there. I wasn't as cute a kid as Sean over there and Barron, so I'll spoil that one for you, so don't expect anything crazy. If you can find one, Sean, great. Maybe I'll hit up the wife. Brennan, what's up?
Yet another pharmaceutical company, Novo Nordisk, Dutch pharmaceutical company, just popping up here on big volume here. You can see we just took out day highs through $70 for NVO, getting back into some big levels here on the daily chart as well for this one, guys.
I've already put the APB on here for Facebook, and oh my God, someone just sent one. Sorry, in our group here. I don't think I should show it. So I'll put this in the chat.
No, it's got to be Bala.
Yeah, and then Neil.
Yeah, I'm calling his name out because that's what he rolls.
I'm not sure.
Oh, come on, that's off. Whoa. First of all, there's a rule about this, right?
What?
What happens in New Orleans stays in New Orleans, Sean. Come on, guys. There's rules around this sort of thing here.
All right. Anyways,
hurricanes and. Yeah.
Here it is, Neil. Here it is, Neil. This is Neil acting all gangster. There we go, guys. This was about, honestly, 20 years ago or so. Neil and I, it might even be more than that, Neil. We'll have to look at.
You want to know? Here's the best part about this story.
Look up when it was. Look at those chains. I think those are.
It's not chains. Those are beads. It was New Orleans. The best part about the story.
I think I'm right here. I think.
Sean, that bachelor party.
This is me, man.
We're not making it up. The guy who got engaged, whose bachelor party that was 20 years ago, he just got married a few months ago. It was the longest engagement of all time, and guess what? There wasn't a second bachelor party. I think that's off base. Let me know what you think in the chat. If we go to one and have fun 20 years ago, but you don't actually get married yet, when you get married 20 years later, shouldn't we get a second bachelor party? I think the answer is obvious, but I'm clearly biased because that means we get a trip to Vegas, or, well, maybe you repeat New Orleans. Fantastic city. If you've never visited, I would strongly suggest do not go. Look, Mardi Gras, obviously good. But if you go when it's not Mardi Gras, it's a little bit less crazy. You might have a little bit more fun. You can't move around on Bourbon Street when it gets too nuts. Not my cup of tea. I'd rather be able to move around and mingle. And fantastic music. If you like jazz, make sure you check out that scene. I was definitely into it. The Hurricanes are great. If you don't know what that is, tread lightly when you try one. Back to the markets for a quick second here, and thank you for showing the pictures with the beads on. Certainly things get crazier after that. XPeng is trying to test the top again. I'm out if it breaks 27. It's a home run if it falls from here. It's now very, very binary here, guys. And Sean, I know you went to look for it. I thought you were going for kid pictures and not our glory days back in high school. Or
I just thought that I would make you look a little gangster there, and it's just a funny picture. That's why they sent it, right? Is because of the way that looks. So good call there. And look, I try to make this show, a little more personable, give you guys a little bit of different look there. So there we go, guys. You're welcome for that, and I hope you have some fun with it, and as we do here on the show. So there it is. That's a nice look right there. Okay, Twitter still moving around. We're still looking for more trades here for you. Oh, I said I would look at AMD for you. So we can look at AMD again here, taking out $80.50 to the high side. We'll wait to see, but AMD right now fading back in, down through 80. Could be a trade. Just look how choppy this is. Like, this is part of it. And I battle with this all the time, and I talk about it here on the show. It's like I don't want to put my name to a trade here when there's really nothing happening. I don't even know if we want to break. I need the NASDAQ to break higher than 11,800. If that happens, then we'll get spicy. But right now, nothing to do about other than should be still long NEO right now, as that one takes out the top 38.03. I don't know how your XPEV is doing, but NEO
it's trying.
It's trying. And NEO just going, not trying. NEO is going to the upside, so a big win there for anybody long that name. And Uber still up that 12% as well. I think I'll try to get back into Uber, but look. Like, where's the short here? Where is the trade? I'm trying to find you trade. Maybe if we break that back down below 40, we can have something, but super slow right now, guys.
Yeah, that's part of the problem with the shorting, and whether it's, I'm going to show you Li Auto in a second because someone asked about it, but XPeng as well. If NEO's going to keep going, it's going to be hard to roll over. But there's a reason I'm shorting XPeng and not NIO, because shorting NIO it's the strongest of the bunch, and you want to pick on the weaker names, relatively speaking. Now, obviously, Li Auto's starting to roll over. I would not trade this to the short side while I'm already picking the short on XPeng with NEO headed upside. I don't need to double down when I already have a position on that I like. Certainly, this does look a little bit better on the retracement. Maybe if I had looked at Li Auto first, I would have this one, but it is XPeng that I'm watching. Obviously, you start to look at some breakout prices here at 26.30. At VWAP is the same leg. I would think that maybe you find some support down there. I'm not going to double down on this, especially with NEO still breaking to the upside on me. XPeng is probably the last position that I would put on here going into lunchtime that would have any kind of risk of getting hurting a little bit. So it does try to roll over. I feel like it's going to be all about whether NEO continues to make some highs because, man, it wouldn't be crazy if it pulled these other names back upside. It's been so strong, and the rest of these names tend to follow along. But you pick on the weaker ones. Hopefully, XPeng rolls over here. Second target 20s. If it breaks 26, I'll wait patiently for this bottom end of the range, 25.60 to 25.90. That's where the second half of the position I want to get out. Not even thinking it goes all the way back to VWAP. That's how strong the EV space has been. I'm not even waiting for full retracements when they come in here, guys, because you might wait forever or it never even comes.
Yeah, it may not come. Yeah, good call on that one. Okay, so, right now, like I said, we're just waiting for something to happen. The market could take out the top here, and if it does do that, then I think the stock that I like the most, and I just covered it for you, was AMD there. If it does break back above these levels right here, so $80.47. I'm going to put a small order in just so I have a piece in case it does happen, like real quick. We definitely want to have a piece there, but $80.47. I mean, we could round up to 80. Let's round up to $80.50. What the hell? We'll go there and we'll try to take a long on AMD if that does come through. So we'll wait on that and see. DraftKings. Okay, where's my order? It should have taking me out there on a breakthrough, 39.20. We did run this one up to 70. It just kept halting there. We gave it a little bit of love, and then it didn't go. So that is Donkey Kong. DraftKings now coming back down. I have to find out where my stop order is. We've just been so busy with everything here. So DraftKings should come out a little bit right now. We'll wait to see if these futures do break higher, but I don't like this DraftKings position. I'm actually going to use 39.15 now as the out, and we'll put a stop order in for that. It just kept bouncing off 39.70. If we're lucky enough to get it back there, let's take it out because having a hard time ripping here, even though Penn doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is a time of day. Look, it's been a wild, exciting morning. If you can't tell that's been true, I don't know where you've been. I don't know how we're not at 2,000 likes, but something you guys should like, and I know you guys are always looking for our educational content, and two things to talk about here. One, the video that we are going to be dropping. A link should be forthcoming from Valerie in the chat, so you can check it out there on our Market Wisdom page. MACD. You don't have to use any of these indicators or any of these studies, but you should at least expand your knowledge, understand why traders look at them and what they mean, so that you can grow your journey as a trader. But I want to remind everybody, it's been a long day. We've been putting in extra work because of the election gave us some volatility that we knew would be there. But tomorrow we'll be doing our educational live segment at 1 o'clock, not today. I know we do it on Wednesdays usually for you. It's a long day for us, so we're going to come back recharged and strong. Tomorrow, Thursday at 1 o'clock is when we'll do that live taping for you guys. I just mentioned in the chat to one of our members here, not really answering his question, but sort of doubling down on his observation. Yeah, XPeng, 26.50. If there is some buying down here, every time it pops down, there is a bit of a bid that's trying to break through. Yes, it's an even dollar. It's a bit of an odd price for us to be stalling out at, but it is what it is. If that level breaks, I think that's the momentum we need. I just feel like I'm not going to dig in any deeper to this one. If it does make another test at 27, I understand. Or even if it rolls over here, it doesn't feel like a horrible place to add to my position, but I have a good entry. I can just stick with this. The entire space has been stupid strong today, and we're right at that 20% mark to the upside. If it goes here, I'll just walk away at 27 and then think about 27.50 or 30 and nothing else. One more to get to. And I thought we had you, DRAD, but all morning long, the buyers have managed to step into this one. I got some out there at 15s, I got some out at 13s, and some at 10. Like I said, got to take profit when it's been this relatively strong. Not adding to it, not a single share. I won't be adding a single share to this stock. If it goes back up to 335, it takes off the top. I'm just done until it falls right back below that same price or makes a move all the way to 380. That's the next level to the upside. DRAD, last on our watch list. I still can't pronounce the name of the company. I'm not even going to try because I'll bungle it. I'm sure Brendan could. It's been a good stock and positive for me today, but just not near the home run it could have been. No follow through, all higher lows so far. No more adding to this short position for me for the rest of the day, unless it fails hard at one of those prices to the upside. Time to go to Brendan. New segment. We love it. Let's go to the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, one more look at some markets, some symbols, our top symbols here for the morning. Here we go with North American markets, still very, very positive. Obviously, the NASDAQ still leading here. Yeah, 4.5% for the NASDAQ 100, 4% for the composite. Here you can see the S&P better part of 3%, the Dow up 2.3%. The Russell, if you remember at last we spoke, was negative on the day. We've gone back to positive territory even for small caps. Here in Toronto, the TSX 0.8% as well. So nice look right across the board. Big time rally underway here. Here's a look at top symbols for us today. DKNG, BIIB, SEDG, and Uber per share profit over on the far side there. So we'll shift over, have a look at some of these charts. DKNG gave you a nice little short opportunity first out of the gate, but it was that high, that 39.80, 39.75, all the way up to 40.75. A dollar move on the long side there for DraftKings, still holding on to better part of 5%. Biogen, man, this is impressive. 40% now, and it's off the highs. We've come back to 335 and holding as far as support, but the news came out, possible approval, FDA approval on their Alzheimer's treatment. So a nice look for BIIB. One more here. Uber gave you a nice long off the open. And then, I mean, you could have flipped short here, $40 let go, and this thing went all the way down to $38.50. So, man, what a morning. It's been volatile. There's been opportunities all over the place. Grab the watch list, guys, if you haven't done so already. Valeria will help you out with the link for that if you need it, guys.
Thank you very much, Brendan. We love that little morning wrap. See what's been moving. I just want to quickly show you the level 2. I talked about 26.50 on XPeng. I just wanted to show you that the bid that is here. When this cracks, I think we're good to go for that fuller, that bigger retracement. Ultimate target, we've already given you a little bit of that, but we're chewing through that level as we speak to the bid. Once it's gone, I think we'll have our next leg out is, 26.20s or so. South side of 26 even. I'm not holding anything past this 25.60 mark. That's where the buying step back in. The first retracement, I gave you the reasons why at the time why I didn't want to have that particular short, and I liked it a little bit better when it tested a bigger level to the upside and a better psychological reversal price, at least in my mind here, and will hopefully be proven right. It's already been a small win. Hopefully we can get a bigger one on this name. Just a couple of other positions on it. I have DRAD and then WWR, which, on a morning like today, it just feels like one of these things had to be relatively easy. Just watch out, because even this stock, volume spike as I speak. Here it comes back to the upside. I'm not letting this get past VWAP. This is on volume at lunch. I'll just get out of it. It's been a winner all morning. I don't want this to get out of hand, but I don't mind if it gets out of hand to the south side on XPeng. Thank you very much. I'll do a backflip. I can't do one in real life. I could almost do one back in the day when Sean showed you that picture, but that was a long, long time ago. There we go, 26.20. That's the first, our second leg out, so half the position we still have on. A nice little 60-cent win. Down here on a 26 break. I'm not even looking for a VWAP flush all the way down there. It's been a nice winner. Told you why we had to be patient. You step in front of a moving train, you better be sure it's going to stop, or at least have a good idea that it is, or that you're really, really quick and you can duck out of the way, which we're ready to do if it broke 27.
Yeah, it turns out to be, and I mean, I didn't think shorting electric vehicles was a great idea, but it turns out that it was a great trade there for sure. AMD still looking for that one. I'm going to hit coming up too. Is that the right one? There it is, MACD. So thinking about that for a little bit. We'll see if that's an indicator that you guys are interested in. Check it out. Our VWAP video doing quite well. And here we go with MACD there, thinking about what's going on with that one. So we will take it off, and that's going to be dropped, I think, right now, right? Very, very soon coming up there on the show. So good on that. We'll wait on AMD if you want to learn anything about some of the indicators that we use. There we go. Okay, here comes AMD right now. Look what we talked about. I was actually waiting for these futures to take out this 11,800 and sort of just coincided with AMD possibly taking out the high side. So we're waiting for 80.50 there. Twitter's a nice one. This is going to sound crazy, but AMD, Apple, BABA, DraftKings, Facebook, Bitcoin, NEO, Twitter, Uber, 9 for 9. What's up, Brendan?
Solo, guys, just saw somebody mentioning in the chat. Solo, yeah, I mean, you can basically throw a dart at the EV space today and find something that's in positive territory, but just took out day highs there on a big volume spike through to 315. Yeah, top end of the range on the daily chart, though, so heads up, yeah, almost 12% for Solo.
All right. People asking for an RSI video. We don't have one, do we? Have RSI yet? But if you're asking there on the chat, you will get it. So we'll do a video on RSI. No problem. Oh, we do have it. That's why I have RSI down here.
One.
Yeah, we do have an RSI video. Thank you so much. So if you want to know about RSI, check it out. Market Wisdom. Valeria, you can either find that one or just go to the webpage there, marketwisdom. It's on our YouTube page, sorry. Check that out. Valeria's sending the links as we speak. Okay, Twitter, new highs, and your boy has that. It's like a Superman kind of day around here today. Good trade on Twitter. We're long at 27, guys. 9 for 9, and it's the truth. So that's what we do. We try to be honest with you guys here on the show. Big day today, guys.
Yeah, and I got a losing trade, and it's in Cassava Sciences, which I don't know, man. Like, usually I'm pretty good with this one. Thankfully, we took this short out before it got out of hand, and it is getting out of hand. I told you guys if it took the top off, there was a bigger level, and that's why I stayed away from it. Okay, so let's watch 1265, guys. If it does make another dollar move to the upside, I think that's going to be your rollover. If you saw me roll my eyes, it wasn't at any of the positions. They're all pretty good. But unfortunately, there's a rumor that we're eating salmon today.
No, it's not a rumor. I saw it. It's salmon, Neo. Why are we all of a sudden not talking?
Because it was a great day.
Okay.
It was a great day. It was fantastic, and now we're having salmon for lunch. Which, look, don't get me wrong, I love salmon. I love all seafood. It's just we have it all the time around here, and I don't know.
You know what else we don't have all the time around here, Neil, to be honest with you, is a big win. And here we go, AMD, guys. We told you we were going to wait here for this to come through, and guess what? Boom, a nice little win right there as we run the money bags through the wash again today. We go long at 80.50, out in the 70s. We gave that to you. I just talked about AMD. So Superman has returned, and he is in the building, and he'll have some salmon. He'll have some salmon today. We're feeling so good about it. It could be rocks for lunch. I wouldn't have those, but that would be really good. There goes AMD. We're out now again. Big move. We'll take that. We don't want to look that in the face. We're out right now at 40% on the high side of this AMD trade, guys.
There's no amount of money that'll make me be happy that I eat rocks.
Sorry, 60%. 60%.
But look, here's my question for you guys. I guess somebody wanted to see Brendan when he was in his younger days, and I don't know, looking pretty cool here. I'll just note that I was drinking a Hurricane, and Brendan keeping it classy.
Go to his face,
always.
man. Go to his face.
No, I gotta show you the glass.
Well, we see the glass.
Look, this is what it's all about. Keeping it classy as always. Brendan has to take it a step further than everybody else here around here, and just always be cool with the champagne. Yeah, I'm drinking a cheap Hurricane, and he's drinking the bubbly, no matter what, because that's how he rolls, guys.
Yeah, the thing about the Hurricanes, like I was there, and alcohol content. We win, right?
It's not even.
I feel like there was like a little tad bit of food coloring in there, but everything else, yeah, that was back in the day, man. I could maybe have like half of a Hurricane right now. But yeah, good pick there, Brendan, looking studly. Okay, AMD guys. Sorry, we were out at 60% there. 1, 2, 3. You see 3 outs. We're gonna watch this come back through now. I still like the high side of AMD, so we're gonna watch on that one here. Still long AMD right here, guys. But we did take out 60% for 15 and then 20-cent wins.
Yeah, we're still sliding to the downside on XPeng, so good look here. All these consolidations lower are good for the direction of the trade, but just keep in mind, it keeps finding a bid every 40 or 50 cents. So I'm going to maintain my stop here. Once we've broken 26, at that point, I would no longer give it back to that 27 even. I would have to tighten up the stop to about 26.50. But that's, once 26 gets tested or broken, that's the only point at which I would adjust the stop area. We're looking pretty good, but it's still a bit of an upward trend. This is that last breakout price at 26.30 or so. We have yet to really hold below it. That's the reason why I need to see that retracement through 26 to make any kind of a sort of a risk adjustment to XPeng. It's been a good one so far. You got to keep things in context. And Neo over here, it's putting its first retracement in as well. If this breaks 39, almost guaranteed we'll have the home run over here in XPeng. So got an assist from Neo, finally finding a top for this trade to the short side. Brendan, what's up?
Just noticing this Allogene, ALLO. There was actually some earnings today. Surprise, surprise. If you needed something else to look at, ALLO down big time after an earnings miss, but we're trying to get back above this $30 level, which was a huge level if you go way out to the daily chart. So $30 on Allogene. Decent volume on this one today, guys.
Yeah, I don't really know that stock, ALLO, so, but good call. We will look at that one again. Brendan, if you're joining us for the first time, Brendan will come with the trades, some of the symbols. We'll have a look. Brendan will have a look, and then a lot of you looking for some of those active names. So that's where we come up with names like Allo there. And again, Brendan using Reuters, the icon terminal there, Refinitiv, actually now new name, obviously Refinitiv. So good look there. I mean, look, guys, Twitter. Look at this trade. Look where we're long. We break through VWAP. The rest is history. And I just hope you guys have this with us now, making new moves to the high side now. 41.71. We were thinking short on this name. You know that, but we reversed to the long right here once we broke above 41.25. Out most of it at VWAP, and then we hold about 20% out some there. We have 2 more outs coming. Hopefully right now, around right here, we'll take it out, and then maybe a little bit more upside here on this name. So a nice little 50-cent win right now on Twitter. And we just got some out there at 60. So now we have a 50-cent win on Twitter. You might think that's not great. 15 cents now on AMD. So, big day continues for us, guys. Just keep that money coming through.
And Brendan knows better than to say Allo that many times at lunchtime. Fantastic. I think it's a fantastic restaurant here in Toronto, and it's making me hungry. Been there a couple times. Fantastic food, I think. I just want to have a quick look at Apple here. I mean, you talk about some strong names that are breaking to the upside. Triple top, or whatever you want to call it, on the ES, right around that 3% mark. The NASDAQ trying to break through 11.8. Apple just shy of its highs of the day. I mean, if we take the top out, how are you not looking at a breakout for Apple? I apologize for the split adjusted prices there, but 15.50 would be that break. Much, much better if you can catch it on a dip and then sort of fade into it on the high-end break and maybe give it to like a 13.75. So lots of ways you can play this, but you got to look for some bullish names. As the market approaching 5% on the NASDAQ and 11.8, that'd be a heck of a breakout if it happens, and the ES as well, 34.60 right at a triple top. If those things go, Apple has already made that break towards and through that high of day, guys. So you got to have things to watch in the afternoon. Be patient with some of these retracement plays. I think they look pretty good in the EV space. NEO leading the way back into the downside. When it comes to one other name that was beaten up, I just want to quickly go back and to Solar Edge. For me, it was not the greatest execution. It was a great call and read. I got very, very greedy, thinking it would go much lower than $1.90. I thought we'd go to 180. That's where the next support was. I end up getting basically break even on the rest of the trade with a $4 win when we should have had 10. It is what it is. It'll happen to you. Playing with yesterday's money is never a good idea, but I just saw some support that was much lower than $1.90 and thought we could really flush. It is worth noting this stock has been ridiculously beaten up here in the daily chart. And this is where it's trying to bounce off of. Big time support at 180. I thought we'd maybe at least try to get to. Even if it came back to 230. From here, it's 15%. And that's just a drop in the bucket, considering what happened to this name in the last couple of weeks. So if it has made this bottom finally at 200, watch for some upside. It wouldn't take much to give you 10-15% here on Solar Edge. Of course, we don't have a result yet with the election, and this entire space could be affected by it. So ears to the ground, as always.
Okay, AMD not moving as much as I thought, considering what the NASDAQ just did there. And, again, we're at the highest spot we've been at today. We're perfect, for the stocks that we've been trading. And I just can't say enough about some of the days we've had today and this week and in November. October was fantastic, and November looks like it's just going to continue, guys. Stay with us. As you can hear, my voice starting to go a little bit here, but we will continue to trade for you, obviously. AMD, a little nervous here as the market's coming back down. So big size there at 50. So if you guys have never seen a level 2, there's decent size. Every single one of these numbers is multiplied by 100. There it goes. It's gone to get you to these levels. So here we go. Breaking downside now. 3-cent loser. I think it's worth getting out now it's right back to flat. It didn't want to go. We identified that. Took big wins, man. We have 20% left. Big win on AMD. Let's just get this out right now for flat as it wants to go down. It looks like we'll still have this Twitter stock, and this is just a monster, man. Now 65 cents in the money. Just keep going.
Yeah, and look, we show the winners, we show the losers. Uber, you're going to see bottom wick at this little lunchtime range here. I mean, that's 40.10. It's not 40, so we actually held that 40 area. I stop out at the bottom anyway. Still be up on Uber overall, but it's still in the same range, and if it breaks 41, I guess we would have got our target. I'm not ducking someone in the chat there saying something about their favorite Canadian restaurant being the Keg. My mother always told me if you have nothing nice to say nothing at all. That's what I feel
What?
about
The cake is okay. I mean, the cake is okay. I mean, it's not the most expensive. It's a steakhouse, right? So it's kind of like it's better than your Sizzler in the States, but it is Sizzler bankrupt actually. But the cake is pretty good. I like their double baked potato there. So there you go. It's just decent steaks, but
better than salmon every day. Someone just mentioned this. I saw that. Watch out for your WWR short. I sort of already told you guys here when I saw this spike up on volume that I did. I'm not going to hold it past what would be about this 430 to 435 area in VWAP. If it breaks through on another volume spike, I'll just get out of it because I'm already in the money here. And I wanted to see it slide and continue to slide down. This is an interesting test, but if the spike comes and the bottom is found on volume, not a bad reason to exit the trade and take the money and run, as they do say there, guys. So just WWR, DRAD, DRAD, and still have XPeng, although, guys, it is coming back upside. This is an important test because it did consolidate right here, 2675. This was the top end of the lower range. If it breaks through here, likely to make a test at 27, and that's going to be my out. I said I'd still give it to 27 even. I still think it can be a home run all the way down to 25, 75 or so. Brendan, what's up?
Another one to look at here, guys. Kira, I just saw. Kira Oncology as a cancer treatment stock. Big move down in the pre-market. You can see we closed up here yesterday, 33.50. They had a trial for a specific treatment they were working on. They came back negative, but look at the move this thing's had back to the upside. So $29 at the open here. We're all the way back to 33.5. So right back. So obviously not as bad as expected. Wow, that earnings board I just saw is very, very packed. It is still earnings season. Lots to get through still, both coming up after market tonight and before the open tomorrow. Let's throw that up there, guys, and we'll have a look at earnings.
What? Oh my God. Okay, so
Get your beauty.
I don't know. I mean, I'll be trading not most of these, but a lot of these tomorrow. Obviously, Qualcomm. I love big tech. Those of you that know that. So big tech for me is there. I've already put a buy on Ford back at 650. You guys can all see where that is. So we'll trade some GM tomorrow as well. But those are the two ones that stand out to me.
Don't ignore Bristol Myers as well. And man, we've seen what's happened in some of the healthcare space. So obviously that's going to be an interesting thing to watch. I mean, look, I also do see Expedia on there. That could be also an interesting name. I just feel like, much like today, one of the goals was to not overtrade. And I find myself still in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like I traded 9 different symbols today. And felt like I did a decent job at holding that number down. Where you knew there'd be so much to look at. I feel the rest of the week is going to be that way until we get some kind of a resolution when it comes to the election. That's just going to be true. So stick to what's working. You got to jump back to the EV space as long as it's in play. It'll stay front of the mind. I don't see how that's not going to be true. If you're going to be day trading or just momentum trading in general, certainly this is where the biggest opportunities have been, and I don't necessarily expect that to change. Yeah, great earnings to look at, but got to have your Neos and your XPengs to watch. Yeah, there's one last thing we try to do before we get out of here. I don't know where we get this one from, but we talked a little bit about hurricanes. This is a different ingredient. If you know what the main ingredient is for a hurricane down in New Orleans, let us know in the chat. This wouldn't be it, but we do have to go to Valeria for what national day it actually is. I feel like Valeria chose this one in particular. I'm sure you'll figure out why.
Thank you, Neil. And hey, guys, thank you very much for joining us today and for all the support. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and smash the like button. Also, watch our next educational video at the link I'm sending on the chat. And well, Neil, while Russia is celebrating the Unity Day, happy National Vodka Day, everyone.
There you go. I'm not a huge vodka guy. The number one ingredient that I saw someone already say there in there, yes, rum. There's a lot of rum in a hurricane. There is no vodka whatsoever in it, but happy National Vodka Day. Why not? Look, it's been fun. Needless to say, I hope you guys have been enjoying the show. One last thing to remind you of. We are dropping more educational content. No matter how busy it is, you do get a video from us every single day. Today, MACD. It's in the link is in the chat. You can check it out on our Market Wisdom page. Understand these indicators, whether you use them or not. See what other traders are looking at and why, and it will help you in your journey as a trader. Another reminder before we get out of here, guys. We are not doing a 1 o'clock live taping for educational content. That will be tomorrow. It's been a long day, obviously, with the election. We knew there'd be volatility, so we'll come back to you guys tomorrow with that. Post-show, 1 o'clock, as always, for the entire team and right down the line. I think we've all done a fantastic job today. We knew it was going to be exciting, and it has been. Valeria, National Vodka Day. I wonder why you chose that one. It is what it is. My man, Sean Katina. Obviously, Baron has the better hair, but the 80s are what they are, and that's what we used to do. Brendan, thank you for bringing that Biogen. What a crazy mover that was. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, this is Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow.